When this guy shows up, everyone shook. His massive size is a huge part of it, because he's a barbarian. Even the emperor, back from the frozen lands, was like, forget the quake-causing beasts. These barbarians are built different. Absolute strength, no cap. To give you the tea, RMC once had to clear a dungeon with regular humans.
They're strong, but just human. They needed multiple neck shots to down skeletons. He just one-taps them, easy peasy. OMG, that dungeon boss is way too OP to be here.
Only top-tier pros could touch that thing, but the Barbarian just bodied it with one punch. That's wild power. Damn, even human women or elves will simp for him. Strength attracts.
They're after strong heirs. A kingdom-wide hero, a master swordsman, gets clapped like a bandit, totally owned. I'll spill the tea on how he got so OP and this world. Every night, he dreamed of escaping his basic life.
Dude just wanted a fantasy world. Quit his job, searched for a way in. Then, plot twist, wish granted, but it was a total nightmare. Reborn as Kettle, a barbarian, yeeted into the frozen hell of the White Wasteland, packed with OP monsters. Years stuck, same system line on repeat.
Quest incomplete. Just another day in this White Wasteland. 2 barbarians yeeted a giant scorpion, tearing it apart. Kettle rolls up, purple light flashing, dicing the rest. He sighs. Only barbarians could flex being this clueless.
What's clueless? Can you eat it? The girl blinks. Before he answers, they're scarfing gross, stringy monster meat like it slaps. Again? It's barely been a week. The girl and bald guy proudly thumbs up him, calling it an epic challenge. Then the bald guy glitches, shaking, foaming. He drops, puking green bile.
Girl's freaking, still smacking him, but Katala's over it. He turns, mumbles he's dipping. Out in the wastes, mercs keep grinding. One whines about the cold. Another's like, this place is a death wish, no cap. Captain shuts it down. Y'all knew the vibe, just didn't expect it to be this messed up.
Inside a warm carriage, an old butler heard the arguing. Clearing his throat, he asked his passenger, "Are you all right, my lady?" Melina Akasha smiled, saying she was fine. The butler grumbled about the rude mercs. Melina told him, "Don't be too hard. They were the only ones for this gig." She worried they looked half frozen, asking if they should come in. He firmly said no, reminding her of the legends.
Melina goes quiet. She mentions monsters, but the butler's like, the real danger? Worse. The Emperor, the only one to escape this frozen hell, came back wilding about giant serpents and earth-shaking bears. His final warning, monsters weren't the worst. The barbarians were the actual ops.
Nah, just a legend. Melina's not convinced. Many monsters were legit. He laughs. No one's seen a barbarian for real. She's got no comeback. Suddenly, Merc Captain yells, "Stop! Something's out there!" Someone asks, "What is it?" They peer into Blizzard, spot lone figure, but it's blurry. Captain goes tense. "Good news, bad news," he drops.
Spill it, they press. He's like, good news, small. Bad news, coming right for us. Everyone's instantly on edge. Captain draws his blade. As it nears, he sees not a monster, but a person. Dude keeps walking. Wait, it's Kettle?
He stops, eyes glowing purple, fixing them. The mercs stiffen, realizing the truth. A barbarian, straight from the legends. Kettle just grins. He dipped from his tribe, bored. Now he's Kettle, the Ashen Barbarian. Pleased to meet y'all.
He vibes them, merchants, hired muscle. Tells them to bounce, knowing they won't. Eyes the carriage. Captain shook. Kettle grins, drops a wild offer. Hire me.
He offers to guide them through the wasteland. Captain asks, "Enemy?" Kettle smiles. "If I were, you'd already be gone." Guards are shook, speechless. Captain taps carriage, asks his lady if she heard. Melina heard it.
He lets her call the shot. Her main cue. What if we throw hands with him? Captain scopes Kettle, then keeps it real. Hard no on that. Melina pauses,
Then's like, bet. Captain tells Kettle she's in. Kettle's eye glows. He grins.
Peak news. He steps up. Mercs flinch. He wants the real boss. Cap warns him, but Kettle just grins. No choice. Cap leads him to the carriage. He ignores the protests. Boss greenlit it, fighting Kettle, suicide. Inside, the butler's freaking out, but Malena tells him to chill. Kettle knocks, super polite, asks to come in. Butler screams. Malena, calm AF. Yeah, come on in. Outside, Kettle just smirks. His plan totally slayed. Butler sweating buckets, shook. Kettle's just chilling, arms crossed. His voice, surprisingly chill, tells him to relax. Says he won't hurt him, but the butler's not buying it, obvs. The girl just stares, shook. A legendary barbarian right there? No cap? She awkwardly greets him. He smoothly replies, pleasure's all mine. Kettle notes the carriage is cozy despite the storm. The blue-haired woman says, magic. His attention? Snagged. He's never seen real magic. He warns their chances are low, but he'll shield them. Big catch, though. One condition. Shook, she asks what? Kettle grins, drops his price. Not cash or clout, just intel on the world past the snowfields. She was shook. That's it. He nodded, knowing it was a steal, and she had no choice but to agree. Malena of House Akasha, she said. He's Keitel. Deal sealed. Flashback. He was just a fantasy stand, buried in books and games. Then, poof, he's a barbarian in a frozen wasteland. No time to panic. The cold was legit deadly. Monsters were everywhere, no cap. He fought, survived, and led his tribe, always trying to escape. But every time he dipped, the system popped up. Quest incomplete. Almost rage-quitting, outside peeps finally showed. Then it hit him. This snowy prison hid his dream fantasy. No more just surviving. It was grind time. He farmed quests. One goal, peace out. Intel from randos like Malena, clutch. Every other human he'd met went aggro or lost it in the cold. So he's low-key glad for a normal convo, until he switches up. He clocks their heavy arsenal. Hearing steel rattle, Keitel asks if war's outside. Malena confirms. Empire versus kingdom. World beyond the ice? Not chill. Empire stacked with troops, but kingdom's holding, thanks to swordmasters and a hero. That instantly hooks Keitel. Our hero, a swordmaster, wants to know their power level. Malena clocks he's clueless, so she asks, mysteries? Then she explains, it's all about mystery. Only a select few use this, split into 5 tiers. Third rate is bottom. They sense power, barely tap in. Second rate, they actually use it. First rate, average knights mages turn power into mana or aura. Above that, beings just built different. These are the OGs, heaven-splitting strong. Swordmaster's one of them. At the top, the hero, literally world-changing. Even a low-tier person here would be OP elsewhere. Keitel's response? He wants to meet them. Malena shook. He's dead serious. Stuck in this frozen hell, surviving, he clocks this fantasy world as a prison. He wants to know what's beyond. Face firm, he's like, gotta dip from here for a... He grins, switching up. Not a want, he has to bounce. Wagon rolls, Malena asks. Is he the barbarian? He doesn't deny, just that she's heard the tea. She's like, duh, he's an old legend. Cheadle shook. A legend about him? Malena's mind blown he's clueless about his lore. Kettle laughs, recalling a chaotic knight he'd met. Wait, that dude's the emperor? He's chill about the legend, then asks, why all these weapons in the snow? She's clearly sus, trying to dodge, but Ketel's intense stare makes her spill. Her family's broke. Rivals bodied their once loaded merchant fam, now deep in debt. Kettle clocks it. She's slinging weapons to the kingdom. His logic? The Empire's army is already OP, so they're not buying. The kingdom would. He's like, high demand, low supply, mad stacks, enough to risk it all. Your land borders the Empire, right? That's why this route is wild. Malena shook, speechless. He dead-ass nailed it. Stories painted him a himbo, but he's got layers. She's low-key wondering who he is. Carriage yeets to a halt, then a sus screech. Everyone else spirals, but Kettle's unbothered.
He knows they're not alone. A giant black slime yeets from the snow, freezing the squad. Kettle squints. Melina confirms it's a legendary monster from the archives. She warns this snowfield's a warrior graveyard. Survivors all warned about this thing.
Kettle just grins, amused. "Obs, they're chewy. Good snacks," he says. Melina is shook. He eats them? He tells her to catch one if curious, leaving her speechless.
Monster's not waiting for drama. Shrieking, it charges. Guards are freaking out. Melina yells for Kettle. Kettle? Just chilling, arms crossed. He'll only step in if it's a legit crisis.
Melina's shook. He's like, your merc's got this. Wants to see what these outsiders can do. The slime's coming in hot. Cap yells, "Shield wall!" A soldier barely gets his shield up, ready for the full send. But nah, not enough. The hit's wild. Dude's yeeted backward. Axe fighter rushes in, gets yeeted back, attacks useless. Leader quickly clocks it. Slimes only moves straight. He orders a spread-out, coordinated attack. This time, it slaps. Spearman plants weapon, vaults beast, lands a solid hit. Monster screams. Fighter sees opening, juicing spear for mega blow. Slime staggers. Captain swoops in, glowing sword. He orders crew to attack, revealing its hidden core, the weak spot. Charges blade, drops massive slash. Perfect hit, shatters red core. Monsters melting. GG. They win, and the mercs are hyped. But Kettle's just like, meh, totally unfazed. Then a pack of giant wolves pulls up. One merc gets cocky. Stories are cap, right? Captain shuts him down. We're not even halfway, fam.
Mercs start whispering, sus of Caterol, calling him deadweight, wanting to test him. One pulls Melina aside. "We need to talk. Our lives are on the line." She nods, grateful they were the only ones brave enough to take this gig.
But there's a problem. Kettle, the barbarian, did nada. So he wants to test him, see if he's legit. Melina's shook as the merc captain spills. He sighs. His crew wouldn't listen. Kettle just smirks, unbothered.
Testing him? Hard pass for now. Merc's kinda shook. Kettle, axe ready, sees past. They'll wait. Something else is pulling up. A cold vibe drops. A deep voice then clowns these frail mortals. Just about to chow down, huge white serpent bursts from snow, roaring. Bark, it taunts. Struggling just makes you tastier. Melina screams. Guards barely cope. A sharp voice cuts through. Enough. Kettle, super annoyed, says they're his guests, orders the attacker to back off.
He's like, why here? Snake hisses back. Forgot the laws? You're way out of your tribe zone. Kettle snaps, not your biz, making the serpent even more pressed. Power surges as it flexes, roaring, I'm the snake. How dare you boss around one promised immutability? Kettle's over it. Time for a reality check, he says, launching a punch with a massive shockwave. It yeets into the giant snake, exploding in crackling blue energy, blasting Barbarian's back. Melina's sent flying. Her man screams her name. Blast fades. The snake's head, a bloody mess in the snow. Kettle, ice cold. Some only get it after a beatdown. Melina just stares.
Lord Kettle, she whispered, totally shook. Purple eyes blazing. Kettle was like, on it. Just gotta deal with this trash first. He stomped, splitting the ground with dark energy, then yeeted himself forward at light speed. Another explosion rocked the plains.
Minutes later, Melina and the butler are shook. Merc's literally begging Kettle for forgiveness. Inside the battered carriage, Kettle's chill, understanding their side-eye for a stranger. Journey continues. Butler's outside. Wild. Qatar turns to Melina, serious. He's got to know, why's a noble woman like her risking her life on this sus mission?
After a beat, she admitted she is Lord Akasha's concubine's daughter. Her mom was used for politics, then ghosted, left powerless. Fist clenched, she said they're treated like servants, family in name only. She chose this trade mission herself, low-key shocking Cthulhu. Her reason? Simple. Someone's got to lead by example.
Ketil smiles faintly, calling her smart, ambitious, greedy. Milena shook, but before she can clap back, the carriage jolts. Someone yells they're here. Her men step out, jaw dropped. The blizzard's gone, revealing a green valley.
Milena thanks Ketil, noting the trip back's easier post-sale. But his ambitious comment hit different. She asks for clarity. He's like, exactly. Her fam's almost broke. If she slays where the main house failed, she'll earn everyone's loyalty.
He asks if her goal is to take over the fam. She admits it. Ketil smirks. A cast-off heir's glow-up arc? Iconic. Milena shook by his read, then thinking.
Strength's brain goes burr. She asks if he's ever thought about dipping from the snowfields. Want to link up? He's like, nah, still got quests. Milena's chill. She gives him her neck emblem, a sign they connected.
She's like, if you hit the outside, show it to the Akasha fam. Ketil grins, taking the gift. They part, hoping to link up, her carriage dipping into the green valley, ditching the snow. 5 years later, in the endless snow, a notice drops, conditions met. System messages flood in, confirming quest complete, reward secured.
The message finally dropped. You may now leave the snowfields. Ketil, hyped, stood at the wasteland's edge, ready to enter his dream world. Grinning, he looked ahead, ready for a fresh start. First real step, let's go. In a lush forest, Ketil took a deep breath, finally vibing. Smelling grass, wild beasts, and fresh river water.
Not the frozen wasteland he dipped from. Eyes pop open, huge grin. Slay, absolutely slay. Vibe check. He whips around, eyes locked on a distant peak. Snow, we're never ever getting back together, he roars, finally free. This is his manifested fantasy world. No more pipe dreams. Grind was real. He leveled up. Now, main character energy. Magic swords, dragons, elves, it's all here. No cap. That fresh start dream kept him going. Snowfield survival alone? Not enough. Then a distant shine. A glow up ahead. Maybe a village. Finally people. He's so hyped. A real village for real. He remembered trying to chat with barbarians. Just got crickets. He's missed real convo. Already planning his intro. A simple sup or something extra.
He plays it cool, then bolts for the lights. Meanwhile, an elder elf tells his people, new home base. Village goes wild. Finally, their own spot.
A young elf asks if this spot is actually safe. Elder's like, it is, but the elf's still sus. Humans can't reach, but nearby snowy plains have monsters. Elder just shrugs it off. No cap, nothing's crossed those plains in millennia. We've got a barrier, just in case.
He's all like, ancient elven barrier hides the village, keeps everyone out. We've got the queen. He's totally sure they're untouchable. Big cap. Hansu steps up, his hand just phases through it like ripping fabric. He paused, confused, then shrugged it off. A sudden sound made him stop. Peering through the grass, he spotted a tiny kid with pointed ears. An elf. No way, a real elf this soon? Score. Lost in near tears, the girl was low-key panicking. Then a voice. Hansu leans in with a friendly, hey. Her eyes go wide. She freezes, then straight up faints. Hansu's left holding her, a sweat drop forming. Bro didn't even get to explain. She's out cold.
After a moment, he's like, gotta take her back. He's thinking hero arc, returning the kid. He confidently walks into the elven village. But the elves? Total panic, screaming, a human has our kid.
Spears in his face. They're demanding, who are you? How'd you breach our barrier? Plans kaput. Mom's terrified, screaming. Elders shook. No human here. Barrier was flawless.
Barrier's busted, and he's spiraling. He calls for the queen, but she's out. Hansu tries to say he's not the enemy, but no one's listening. An elf yells, return the kid or we'll hunt you down. The elder's mind races. That barrier was OG magic. No normal trick could break it. This was a setup. Humans have been tracking them. He shook. Does he really look like a snatcher?
Hansu felt that. Is his face really that scary? He throws his hands up, explaining he returned the kid, so he's not the enemy. The elder's not having it. Hostage-free, the elder orders an immediate attack. Elven archers instantly draw bows, aiming at a bewildered Hansu. They fire. Magic arrows rush him. He just stands there, stunned. They still won't listen. So much for gentle elves, for real.
Out here, it's survival. No cap. Arrows are spamming, but Hansu's built different. They just bounce. Elves are mauling, screaming fire. He's done. He lifts a hand, ready to end this. Instantly, a massive shockwave hits. It shreds the elves' position, yeeting archers. Someone screams for a barrier, but it's GG. Trees get wrecked as elves fly, screaming.
Once the dust settles, the old elf's just staring, shook. Hansu's at the trench, chill, saying he's not the enemy. He then awkwardly admits he went too hard. Suddenly, a flaming phoenix arrow yeets right at his head. Boom! Everyone's just staring, confused.
Queen lands, demanding answers. Elder quickly spills. Human attack. Her face goes ice cold. A human breach? This place is officially not safe.
Hansu just walks out of the smoke, totally fine, and is like, yo, listen. Elder and Queen are shook. He tanked a direct hit, no damage. Queen glares, grossed out by humans, convinced he's after her people. She declares, I'm the queen of the Leaf Clan, and knocks another arrow.
Blazing shot aimed, she vows he'll pay for his greed. Hansu's totally baffled. Same language, why's she not listening? Guess human-elf beef is just that deep. Sighing, he dips out. Some only listen after a smackdown. Queen fires an arrow, blue energy crackling. Not a normal shot, it's a huge, roaring spirit beast now. Hansu clenches his fist, gathering insane power. One punch, pure force bodies the beast.
Queen is absolutely shook. His attack just bodied hers. Bro went full send again. The blast deleted the spirit beast, yeeting Queen into the ground, buried. Hansu scratched his cheek, wondering if he overdid it. Queen's shook, speechless. He's totally OP, a transcendent. Why's this broken dude even here? Sweating, she yelled, Everyone, GTFO! Elves hesitated, but she screamed, Run for your lives! They bolt, but she spins to Hansu, yelling, You'll never make it! He's totally confused. This went sideways fast. Queen's not listening. She closes her eyes, starts a powerful spell. Eyes snap open, unleashing a huge fire burst. A giant flame bowl rises from a magic circle. So epic. Hansu's hyped. A summon. Forget those mid-monsters. This? A grand bull with blazing horns. That's a real spirit. The fantasy world he wanted. Queen orders the ops wiped. The fire spirit grumbles. Contracts are a pain. She snaps, Silence. She knows big spirits have big egos. Summoning him was a grind. The contract needed tribal help. So she firmly orders Tego, fulfill the contract.
Spirit stomps its hoof, ready to throw hands. Just gotta off the human? Then it finally clocks Hansu and just freezes. Dude standing there, dark aura, terrifying grin. Mighty spirits shook to its core. Is that even human?
This fireball, it's built different, roaring with raw power. I'm hyped. Peak fantasy. Now IRL. But before I can even vibe, a voice shouts, Human, our land! Pigo glares, growling. Weak humans don't deserve anything from nature's races.
Threats of ash, but Kettle's just confused. Pygo's done waiting, eyes blazing, hooves digging, power building fast. It charges, a literal fireball ready to delete him. Kettle stood ready. The impact was brutal, ground ripped. Even the elf queen got yeeted. She looked up, utterly shook. Kettle one-handed the bull. Just a horn grab.
Beast froze, full charge noped out. Kettle smirked cold. Big body, simpler. Purple power flexed in his eyes, fist cocked. Easiest answer, wreck it. Queen gawked in horror. Kettle sent one punch. Blinding boom on impact. Shockwave bodied the forest, carving a giant trench. That blast, massive. Mushroom cloud. Land's wrecked. Elf screams as the burning aftershock hits. Dust settles. She's on her knees, staring. No cap, this isn't real, she whispers, seeing his insane crater.
She looks up at Kettle, chill by the edge. Shaking, she pleads for her squad. Kettle just says he's not the op. Elf. She shook. Huh? This was a massive misunderstanding. So cringe. Cringing, she apologizes for judging him. They mistook him 'cause he just brought back a lost elf kid.
She's spiraling. Kettle gets why they're sus, but he's low-key pressed he can't explain. Still sus, she asks, not with the hunters? Kettle's like, nah, first time seeing an elf. I'm from the White Wasteland, no elves.
She was shook. The White Wasteland. Kettle's like, yep, the ashen barbarian of the wasteland. She couldn't even. Who survives there? Then she asks if more wastelanders could pop up.
Kettle crosses his arms. Nah, I doubt it. This place is locked down. Even big bosses can't glitch the rules. My secret quest was a one-off bypass. Elf exhales, relieved.
Kettle asks if the spirit's okay, sweating as he recalls yeeting that bull. She's like, chill, it's fine. Just a spirit, not a regular summon, so it went home. She offers to repay him. Kettle's definitely interested.
A spirit, Fra? He asks if non-elves can contract. Her face drops. Nah, impossible. Only nature-attuned humans can. For him, probably not. Then she pauses. An idea sparks.
Spirit contract? Elfo Sagrado is the move. Kettle, Elfo Sagrado? It's the elves' sacred land, where their god chills. If it's possible, it's there. Kettle's hyped, but then, would a human even get into an elven holy land, though?
Normally, no, but her intro makes it possible. She'll drop the location. Elfo Sagrado is peak elf scholar goals. Bringing a human near a place more precious than life? Huge gamble no elf would usually take.
Still, she trusts him, offering a glowing red crystal. Kettle accepts, bond sealed. She warns, elven god might test him, even there. But she's sure he'll pass. Wishes him luck. Kettle's grateful. Then the reveal. Marsilia Hazian Carusia, elven queen.
Queen, Fra. Kettle grins. Bet. Barbarian Kettle stomps, cracks ground, then yeets sky high. Eyes glowing, he rockets over the forest.
He's a blur, speed running the trees. From above, a comet-like shockwave rips the land. Varkin's fortress shakes hard. Guards panic, no cap. Something's coming in hot.
A massive object yeets from the sky, smoking, landing hard. A figure strikes a main character pose through the dust. The guards instantly freeze. They know the vibe. Kettle just chills. Sup, nice to meet you.
Guards are shook. They're all wondering. That crash? Was that him? One peeks closer. Gray hair, huge chest scar. Then it clicks. Wait, Ashen Barbarian? Kettle takes a step. Guards instantly draw swords. He raises hands. Chill, I'm friendly.
The head guard's not buying it. Totally sus. Kettle just points past them, like, I want to check out your turf. The guards are shook, brain not braining. Next thing, he's getting grilled. Guard asks, just passing through? Kettle's like, nah, wanna stay. Then gives his name. Guard asks for ID. Kettle's got nada, obs. Then he remembers Mule's crest. Back in the room, he sets it down. This work?
He asks. Guards shook. Kettle. House Akasha, a major flex. Guard instantly clocked it. OP merchant fam, another kingdom. Still kinda sus. Looks legit, but checking from another kingdom? Big hassle.
He agrees, but there's a catch. Kettle must prove he's not sus. Test, link with 3 randos, party, clear dungeon. Kettle thinks it's too easy. Smiles, says bet. Then he has to spill all the tea. Gets it. Genius way to make noobs watch each other. Guards kinda shook he figured it out fast.
A barbarian? For real? Kettle proudly owns it. Guards are shook, thinking barbarians were just muscleheads. He wraps it up quick.
In the waiting room, next up, Alessandro Tyrannus, a paladin. He whines that dungeon crawling with some pickpocket rat is just cringe. A thief, Cassian Hark, overhears and claps back. Old man pressed 'cause another thief got you? Tyrannus loses it, calls him a bastard. Cassian just laughs, points at his crusty armor. Were you ever even legit?
Cassian called Tyrannus an L-tier, then clowned his name, triggering the paladin. Tyrannus drew his sword. Cassian smirked, pulling a poisoned shiv, asking if that armor could save him.
Weapons clash. A nun, Hayes, steps in, telling them to chill. This cleric is already done with these two clowns, wondering how they'll clear a dungeon. One more is coming, and she's dreading who it'll be. Just then, the door swings open. The guard announces the last one's here, and a huge figure with glowing purple eyes steps in.
What an entrance! Room froze, shook by his size. Kettle, chill, grinned. New squad? They were low-key terrified. Tyrannus thought, he's huge.
Hayes questions his humanity. Cassian feels the pressure. The guard dips, leaving them to vibe. Oblivious, Kettle introduces himself. Yo, I'm Kettle, a barbarian. He then eyes a sweating Cassian, who stammers, I'm a thief. Next, the armored guy flexes. Paladin Alessandro Tyrannus. Kettle immediately asks, Holy power for real?
Tyrannus sweats, admitting he'd usually be down, but as a special paladin, he's kinda locked. A nervous nun, Hayes, a Colossia cleric, steps up. Kettle's like, a cleric and folks are still sus? Flustered, she starts explaining her god is the god of her lies? Trust is low-key sus. Kettle just sees. Silence. No power paladin, a cleric of lies. What a vibe. Luckily, the guard's back, asking if they're ready. Looks were exchanged. The vibe was not it. Hayes and Cassian looked totally cooked, wondering what L they caught. Guide stopped. We're here. Kettle looked ahead, low-key surprised. Boom, dungeon entrance in a forest clearing. Kettle clocks Cassian, asking for the plan, making him instantly stiff. Cassian awkwardly sirs him, but Kettle just laughs. Chill, we're squad now. Hiding his nerves, Cassian drops a basic plan. Fighter's front, thief on trap duty, cleric back for heals. Kettle's instantly like, bet, but Cassian already looks like he's regretting his life choices.
With that sus plan, Kettle takes point. Group dives in. Inside the dark cave, Hayes admits it's low-key freaking her out. Cassian's more sus out no traps. That's Cap. He spots danger, stops Kettle. Mobs are close.
Kettle spots bones everywhere. Cassian instantly clocks the vibe. This isn't a trial, it's a trap to delete them. Kettle, though, just sounds curious. Skeletons? What's the tea? Cassian explains their OP.
Sliced, they still move. Bones hardened by dungeon power. Danger spiked. He's dropping orders. Hayes, prep support magic. Warrior, hold front. Kettle, get ready. Kettle, calm, says he's ready, making Cassian look like a genius. Kettle steps up. One step wakes a skeleton. He shook as the skeleton poofs to life. Others panic, bracing up. Skelly warrior charges Kettle, sword raised. Kettle just yeets it, then bam, one punch. That single hit shatters the skelly, leaving sparkling bone dust.
The squad was shook. Kettle, low-key smug, was like, headshots really hit, huh? Cassian was deflated. That wasn't the strat. Dungeon-buffed Skelly shouldn't be this squishy. No cap.
Usually it's a grind. Cassian knew Kettle was strong, but this? Everyone's low-key wondering if this dude's even human. Kettle just grins, ready for more. The others quickly follow.
He tells them to chill, no rush. But his terrified squad immediately hits, yes sir. Their shared thought, hard pass on dying here. Kettle suddenly stops, confused. Foot hits something. The party freezes. Another skull.
Then a second skeleton rises. The team is utterly shook. Round 2's on. Kettle, no cap, asks for a favor. He wants to solo them all. Bro's testing something. They're instantly like, bet. Kettle thanks them, purple eyes glowing, heading for the skeleton. Others keep their distance. They just watch, low-key wondering his plan. He walks right up, scoping it like new tech. Skeleton attacks. Kettle, chill, catches the strike with 2 fingers, snaps the blade, like, now what? Creature's not done. It lunges again. Kettle, no dodge, snags its rust. Smiling, he's like, bat. Crunch. He crushes its hand, lets it drop, watching with pure interest.
Hand broke, but the skeleton barely paused. It roared, swinging its sword with the other arm. Then it tossed and caught the weapon mid-fight. No cap, that's built different for bones. Kittle's low-key impressed by its hand-switching.
Skeleton comes at him again. Kittle instantly claps back, ripping off its other hand. It stumbles but doesn't quit, using its arm as a weapon. Kittle shook. Weaponizing its own body? That's big brain energy, smarter than expected.
The party was legit gagging, totally shook. Kittle went full barbarian, shredding the monster. One brutal crack, it's done. But its head dropped, still moving on its own. Kittle just murmured, "That's kind of wild, no cap."
A stomp ended it. His vibe instantly flipped to chill. He apologized for the delay. Kisan, still low-key shook, quickly said it was all good. Kittle accepted, time to bounce. The crew nervously agreed and followed.
Finally, the squad hits a massive staircase, 2nd floor. Everyone's cooked from the climb. Vibes heavy. Kisan low-key asks for a quick break. Kittle agrees. Kisan's so relieved.
Kasan was wiped as the squad crashed. Kittle just chilled, observing. Then he spoke up. "Yo, I got a question. I'm kinda clueless." Hayes, a bit shook, said, "Learning's based. What's up?" Kittle dropped a real one. "Why's this sketchy dungeon vibing so close to town?"
Hayes explains monsters usually chill inside. Pop out, they're yeeted fast. Kasan adds dungeons are just a thing, caves or massive towers, low-key spawning near crowded spots. Hayes continues, when one spawns, the Lord taps mercs like us to clear it. Kittle asks, never in towns, just outside? Alessandro's like, yep. Kittle's eyes totally glow up.
Kittle asks the big question. Rewards for clearing one? Hayes confirms, yeah, this size boss drops serious loot. Kittle smirks, thinking, just like a game. Hayes hears him, but shrugs it off as Kittle vibing, moving on. Then Kittle drops a bombshell. Who even made these dungeons? Hayes says they're natural, but Kittle's not buying it.
He's like, they pop up near towns, low-key baiting people with danger and loot. For natural, it's giving planned. That hits Hayes to heart. She shook, never clocked it. Cassian shook too.
He always thought barbarians were just brain dead, but Kittle's questions hit different. Kittle's kinda sus. That thought popped when Kittle cheerfully asked if everyone was recharged. Party snapped back. We're good, let's roll. Deeper into the dungeon. Kittle stops, totally shook. An epic treasure chest. Cassin's like, dungeon drop if you can pop it. But this chest needs a pro rogue. Kittle asks Cassin, can you pop it? Cassin shook. Kittle's logic? Simple. Treasure. Cassin's the rogue. He's like, your job. Cassin's sweating bullets, internally screaming, if I could, I wouldn't be stuck in this low-tier dungeon. Cassin's spiraling. He can't spill the tea.
Nah, not with that hopeful look. Cassian's mind jumps to the worst. Kittle's happy face morphs into a cold stare, calls him useless, then crushes his skull. Panicking, Cassian forces a shaky laugh. I'll try. Kneeling at the chest, Kittle leans in, super curious.
Cassian knows it's game over if he messes up. He frantically tries to recall the lock-picking hacks he saw OG adventurers use as a rookie. Hand shaking, he starts on the lock. Kittle's shadow looms. This is it. One shot. Just as he's about to lose it, click, the chest pops open.
Kittle clocks Cassian, confused by his shaking. Cassian loses it, bawling, gasping. It opened. Hayes is shook.
Only pros do that, she says. You're amazing.
Even Kittle shook, hyping Cassian. Cassian can't even believe it. He thought he went hard, but now he's having a crisis, wondering if he ever really tried. Kittle skips ahead. How much loot?
Hayes said it'd be a month of baller living. Kittle, hyped, put Cassian on loot duty. Cassian, no cap, dove into the chest. He pulled out a gem-dripping goblet, pure flex. Then Kittle suddenly called his name.
Cassian just screamed, pure shock and panic. Kittle's clueless, asks if he's good or hurt. Cassian's frantic denials leave the squad lost. After that awkward moment, they head deeper. Then Cassian suddenly yells, "Stop! Skeletons ahead!" Kittle counts 4, calmly says he'll take 3. The squad freezes. Did he just say that? He tells them to handle the last one.
Hyped, Cassian clutches his loot bag, realizing it's on. Alessrenza just nods. She gets it. Kittle steps up, and ground bones start moving. Loud rattling, skeletons assemble. Cassian's shook as 4 rise, eyes glowing blue, then a silent shriek. Kettle signals. It's go time. Cassian's first in, played out, charging. One skelly's caught lacking, but before Kassan can hit, Kettle cuts in. He bear hugs 3 skeletons, telling the others to chill, 'cause these 3 are his. The 4th skeleton, now solo, swings its sword, but Alessandro's ready. He blocks the strike with a loud clang. Kassan's up next. He vaults, daggers out, ready. Hayes' eyes light up, dropping shadow of confusion. Alessandro takes the opening, glowing sword down hard. Skeleton crumbles, but reforms, core's intact, attacks again. Kittle watches the squad, smiling. He's like seeing a party flex core skills up close, rare, low-key impressive. Then he just crushes 3 skeletons barehanded, no cap. Bones dissolved. He's like, obstacles cleared, showtime. Trio preps for round 2, all clocking it. This barbarian's testing them. Last skeleton's low-key confused by their hype. Hayes locks in. Show weakness, you're done for.
Alessandra, fierce AF, rushes in, clutch killing the last enemy as the squad piles on. The skull clatters. Fight done, party's gassed, dropping hard. Kettle eyes his wiped teammates, recalling the OG Snowfield crew. They must have been built different. This squad barely handled 1 skelly. Next floor, I guess.
More monsters, but Kettle made them easy clap. Final floor. End of the hall, a black armored skeleton knight on a stone throne. Hayes instantly shook. Kettle, chill, asked if the skelly was different.
The grim truth? Yeah, it's OP, a knight-level menace with sword and shield. They're cooked, no cap. Hayes is shook, knows it's a skill issue. Kettle asks, what if we dip? Hayes says we need the zones okay, but if the retreat's valid, we're chill.
Kettle's like, sounds fair. The final boss, a purple aura skeleton knight, just chills, radiating menace. It rises, ready to throw hands. Kettle smirks, low-key impressed a skeleton still built like that.
Knight's on go, sword ready to smash. It yeets up, blasting a massive energy wave. Hayes pops a golden barrier, but it's cooked. Alessandro steps in, shield up, to save the squad. Still, the squad got yeeted, totally outmatched. Even Kettle looked shook. Alessandro couldn't believe that power. The knight, seeing them as nothing, charges to finish them. Kittle moves. He claps back with a brutal punch, shockwaving the dungeon. The knight, bodied, deleted in 1 hit. Others just stare, minds blank. Kittle brushes his hands. That it? After that punch, the squad spots the real loot, a massive chest. Kittle tells Castron to open it. Castron freaks, locks way too OP. He says they gotta ditch it, but Kittle just punches it open. Castron and the others are shook. Again. Kittle just smiles. This way's better. Tells Castron to secure the bag. Castron shook, wondering why Kittle asked if he could have just bodied it. Dungeon cleared, they exit. Entrance collapses. Castron explains a flawless clear despawns the dungeon, so no secret room, rep. Kittle just grins.
Gate guard was shook. They're back already. Expecting the worst, he asked, what went down? Kittle gave a bright thumbs up. It was a vibe. Guard started solo entry checks.
He asks Hayes if the barbarian can stay. After a beat, she's like, bet. Guard's job, gatekeep dangerous people. But Castran and Alessandro vouch for Kittle, saying despite his OP strength, he's chill. The guard realizes Kittle's not just some basic barbarian. Kittle, grilled, only hyped his squad. Wild for the guard. Randos usually go sideways. Convinced, he let Kittle in. Warning, no drama. Then he dropped the dungeon loot, a fat bag of gold. Guards usually pocket it, but this time he gave it.
Kittle's hyped, says they'll split it 4 ways. Others tried to refuse, barely helped, but Kittle insisted. Settled, he's like, drinks? The 3 faked smiles, went along. He dipped, they were low-key sobbing, begging to escape this nightmare. Watching them leave, the guard processed it. A barbarian one-shot a skeleton knight. Dude's OP, knight level strong, maybe beyond. Not just any barbarian, this one's built different, a legend. Way above his pay grade. Report to the Lord, ASAP. Later, at a grand estate, a powerful man wrote by candlelight.
A knock. From the throne, a voice, enter. The city guard steps in, approaches the throne. My lord. Luke Barkin, domain ruler, looks up from his work. What's up? The captain, straight-faced, cuts to it. A barbarian's in the domain. Luke Barkin, sharp. You let him stay? Sweating, the captain explains he thought it'd be no biggie. Luke Barkin's not buying it. Spill the real tea. Captain finally spills the tea. This dude's built different, a kingdom-level threat. Barkin's ears perk up, leaning in. How strong exactly? The answer? Wildin'. This rando barbarian one-shotted a skeleton knight. Barkin shook. A skeleton knight ain't no joke. Usually takes a whole squad of pros. And this guy just poof? A barbarian, though? Barkin's brain is buffering. He grilled the captain. Is this brute that strong? Captain, still sweating, was like, probs even more. Ruler's worst nightmare. An unknown powerhouse just vibing in his territory.
Barkin's like, bring him in. He's facing it head on. Captain's low-key panicking. You sure? Barkin's point. A wild card roaming? Big yikes. He'll judge him himself. Captain warns it's risky, but Barkin just smirks, gesturing behind his throne. Chill. I've got insurance.
He asks his shadow knight for their take. The knight clenches his fist, radiating pure flex. Hansu, just a lucky basic noob. After training with legendary swordmasters, he's a mere bug. Barkin's like, say less.
He orders the brute brought, says he'll handle it. Plot twist, he's the brute, absolutely devouring an AYCE. His new squad watches, low-key shook. Hansu, totally vibing, slams his down.
Mugs all, food slaps, my trait, ate up.
They fake laughed awkwardly. Then he grilled Alessandra. Holy night, huh? Where was that holy power in the dungeon then? Alessandra, sweating again, mumbled about still training, power not awakened.
That's a bummer, Hansu deadpans. Subtlety? Not my vibe. He pivots to Hayes. You stand Colossia? Temple nearby? Hayes awkwardly explains her goddess rules lies in deceit, so temples? Nah. She quickly pivots. Real talk, how strong are you? The others instantly perked. Hansu just stared, chicken bone dangling. He's like, IDK just landed. Then, Skelly Knight strength check? Hayes explains. Mid-tier warriors get clapped. Top-tier fighters might win. He's like, only mid-tier? Then a shaky voice cuts in. Excuse me. Owner, nervously. We're closing.
The shop owner clearly wanted that monster gone. Hansu cheerfully asked if they wanted to link up later. The other 3, in sync, blurted excuses and dipped, probably praying to never see him again. Hansu just waved. Catch you later. Alone, he got a room, flopped onto the bed. So luxe.
Dungeon loot paid off, thankfully. After snow survival, this basic bed slaps. Now he's plotting what's next. Out of the wild, he wants to live his best life. Elf Kingdom, Magic Tower, Capital. All the iconic spots. He crashes, then wakes to door pounding. Drags himself up,
opens it to the same nervous castle captain. Hansu, shirtless, grunts, "What?" Captain nearly jumps, then spills the tea. Lord wants a word. So the whole territory's ruler wants a private chat. Naturally, he grins and's like, "Bet." He just wants a shirt, but the guard's sweating. This is giving trouble vibes. Hansu's hyped. He'd only seen it at night, so daylight hits different. He grins, thumbs up to the uneasy guard, vibing the fantasy city hard. Captain's ready to dip, wants this over. Finally, they hit the hall. Captain announces the Barbarian's here. Doors open. Barkin calls them in. Hansu struts in. Main character energy. Total VIP.
Barkin extends his hand. "Luke Barkin, Lord." The other guy actually shakes it, then bows. Proper intro. Barkin's brain totally glitched. A barbarian bowing? He expected a savage, not someone so chill.
Barkin, low-key, tells Hansu to sit, noting his manners. Hansu scopes the bougie room, then spots a full-on armored knight. He's hyped to see a real fantasy knight IRL. The knight clocks his stare, mistaking it for bloodlust. Such disrespect. The knight, fuming, goes for his sword. Barkin cuts in. "Hold up, just questions." Hansu sips his tea. "Spill the tea." Barkin drops the big one. "Where'd you even come from?"
He just grins. "The coldest place, a world buried in white." Barkin and the knight are shook. He's talking about the legendary white snowfield, no cap. Barkin realizes he's facing the Barbarian of legend. "Hard to believe," Barkin says. Hansu just shrugs. "Your choice, fam." Barkin pivots.
He asks his strength, low-key checking if he's a threat. Hansu's like, "Cap, you don't even know the power levels here." Barkin and the knight share a look. Barkin offers a spar with his knight, reward included. He's hyped. Barkin quickly adds, "No permadeath, though."
He grins, says bet. Barkin's surprised, but Hansu's hyped to fight a knight with OP powers. Barkin clenches his fist, thinking barbarians are basic. Offer a fight, they'll bite.
There, in a massive arena, Barkin watching from above. Below, Hansu and the knight face off. The knight's all business, but Hansu's hyped. Barkin signals the start, warning, "No killing." Bell rings. The knight draws his sword. "Hansu, be honored to witness my technique." He's like, "Bet." That just makes the knight absolutely seethe. He sees it as pure disrespect, deciding to humble him. A massive green aura pops. Then he taunts. Now what? He swings, yeeting 3 giant energy blades. Hansu stares, confused. 3 of them? He thought it was Cab, but those 3 glowing swords, legit. Hansu's like, "This is swordsmanship?" Knight got super smug, clowning his dodging. But before the finishing blow, he just flicks a finger, and the sword, poof, shatters. Knight's frozen.
Before he could react, the attack was gone. He closed the gap, crushing the knight's chest plate like paper, then yeeted him across the arena. Luke Barkin, watching from above, was shook. Knight's down, huge crater, 1 hit. Barkin's shook by that power. Hansu just smiles. Done? Barkin takes a sec, then a quiet, yup. Mentally, he's already doing the math. One-shotting a top-tier knight? Wild. This barbarian's power could legit shake the world. Barkin's hitting up one person, the Swordmaster. He wonders if the guy's here, and if this news would even vibe. Then a voice from nowhere. "My interest, you mean?" A window opens. An old man in green robes appears. Barkin clocks his still wild habits. The old man just laughs it off. Everyone needs some entertainment. This is Swordmaster Kane. He wants the deets. Barkin immediately stands and bows. Okay, so this guy's a huge deal, for real. Cut to the knight, laid up in bed, clearly not vibing after that L. Barkin then pops in. The knight jolts awake, apologizing non-stop for his epic fail. Kane's like, "Nah, apologize to me." Plot twist, he's the knight's master. Kane clocks the weird part. Armor totaled, dude inside, not a scratch. That means the Barbarian wasn't just some wild brute. He held back with insane control to spare the knight. That level of precision, straight up superhuman. Barkin and the knight were shook.
Barkin asks how that Barbarian stacks up against Kane. Kane just snorts. Raw muscle? Pfft, useless to a swordmaster. Barkin drops a weird detail. Kettle had mad strength, yet zero aura. He's like, must be from the dreaded white snowfield. Kane freezes. Heard the whispers about what's out there. Kettle, a heteromorph. Like not human-coded, just chilling in plain sight? Kane quickly nopes that. If he was a real monster, this night would be red mist. Instantly.
But Fra, why's this rando from the boonies here? Kane shrugs off the Emperor's sus requests, tells Barkin to chill. Vibe shifts. Barbarian still here? Barkin's like, yep.
Kane's off to meet the mystery guy. Ketel's outside, chilling with a guard, clueless. Guard asks his next move. He's got the reward. Barkin gave him the green light. Ketel's like, official ID first for travel.
Guard offers two paths, snag a sponsor or join mercs. Enough cred there, Guild confirms his ID. But most rookie mercs? Just errands. For Ketel, a sponsor's the move. Did Ketel even care?
Nah, mercs, quests, monster hunting, he's instantly hyped. Grinning, he asks where to sign up. Guard pauses, mentions a nearby guild hall. Take me there, Ketel beams, huge smile.
Guard folds instantly. Merc life, no hero fantasy, just rock bottom. Even OP adventurers get clapped or do noble sus jobs. Lowest merc tier, rough, grimy, loud. At the guild, a brawl's already popping off.
Mercs just bet. At the desk, a pink-haired receptionist asked about new recruits. Rosa, the blonde, sighed. Ugh, all freaks. This batch, fallen holy knight, sus thief, none for a shady god. Her friend looked disappointed. Rosa griped, no normal people ever show up, Fra.
Her mercs just wreck the place. Rosa's low-key wishing for a prince. Door opens. She looks up. A giant figure. So much for that prince fantasy.
Kaido grins at the chaos. So this is the guild hall. The brawl instantly stops. Everyone shook. A barbarian? Kaido, totally oblivious, slams his hands on the desk, declaring he's here to be a merc. Rosa, speechless, barely asks why. He needed legit status. She said it's possible, but a grind. Sign-ups 5 silver. He gave his name, no age info. Rosa just picked one. She hands him his mercenary badge. Kettle grabs it. Sign me up, stat. He's ready for a gig, so she shows him the noob quests. He stares at the list, confused. Fur, that's it? Frank jobs are just chores. Herb gathering, basement sewer cleaning. No monster hunting, no cap. Rosa gets low-key nervous. Barbarians are proud. These tasks could trigger him. As she explains ranking, Kettle taps the list, wanting this one. Rosa blinks. Herb gathering? The most basic task. She asks if he's for real. Kettle crosses his arms. If it needs doing, no biggie. He asks about the herbs. Rosa directs him outside the village with a plant sketch. He smiles, takes the card, saying, bet, be back soon. After he gips, Rosa's just stunned. His chill is too much. Her friend snaps her out of it. Kettle finds the plants in the forest, checks the drawing, looks right. He wonders if they're for healing, 'cause they look kinda sus. He geared up, joking about his first mission. An hour later, thump. A massive herb sack landed, making Rosa jump. He cheerfully asked, enough? Rosa wondered if he'd cleared the whole field, no cap. She checks the herbs and is shook. They're all pristine. Most mercs just wreck 'em, but Kettle's got a mad gentle hand, no cap. She pays him 1 silver coin. Barely enough for a cheap meal. Yet Kettle's low-key proud. First legit cash, no cap. That hits different. He tells Rosa he's stoked, then asks for another quest, leaving her shook. Rosa can't compute. This huge barbarian vibing with flower picking. She's shook, thinking this new merc is sus. After herbs, basements, sewers, Kettle's still grinding. Next F rank,
Warehouse cleaning. Rosa is done. 3 cleaning quests straight, post-herb gig. This giant dude grins over chores, making her low-key wonder if he actually vibes with it. Faking a smile, she stamps the request, sending him off. Kettle soon hits the warehouse. The owner's waiting, expecting some skinny kid trying to make a buck. Kettle rolls up smiling, ready to clean the warehouse. She nearly faints, face panic. He asks if she's the owner. She barely says yes. She's thinking Barbarian, but he's low-key perfect for the job. Heavy crates? No biggie. Then street sweeping. Strength was tricky, but he's adapting. Kettle's clueless, but he's being watched. Swordmaster Kane, from a window, stares through binoculars, totally baffled. Kane's shook. Kettle's got OP power, nations want him, and he's using it to sweep trash? Dead serious. Kane can't even. Kettle wipes his brow, totally vibing with his hard work. The next day, he woke up sore but totally vibing. He spotted a pouch, remembering Rose's payout for crushing all 15 requests. 15 silver coins? That's major bank. He'd grinned, thanked her, and promised to be back. Still makes him smile. Day 2 in Civ. Kettle's just vibing through town, low-key ignoring the villagers' sus looks. He's got main character energy. Then, wait. Eyes up. He's intrigued. A library? No cap?
He walks in. Librarian turns to greet him. She then screeches. The huge Barbarian is low-key asking to read books. Later, once things chill, Kettle's locked in a book. The librarian just stares, can't even. Outside, Kane's spying, and he's equally shook.
Barbarian in the library, low-key reading, got him wondering, Snowfield barbarians secretly cultured? Or is this dude built different? Kettle finishes a history book. Empire won, period. Milena went to their rival kingdom. Now he knows the tea.
Book says the Empire's now OP, basically Barkin's puppet master. It's already taken half the human world, still expanding. Kettle sits, funking how wild world domination is. He then ditches history for the real tea, non-human races. Instantly, he's hyped. Those legendary fantasy beings are legit here.
This book's got the deets on epic spots. A dwarven cavern, fairy village, celestial city, and the hidden Elfo Sagrada, a sacred unfound land. Kettle smirks thinking he's built different. But when he flips the page, his vibe shifts fast.
Wait, more places like White Snowfield? He's hit the Demon Realm section. 5 no-go zones, packed with twisted monsters. Forest of Silence, Fiery Abyss, Deep Sea, Deep Hole. Sounds chef's kiss. The 5th? White Snowfield. His home. Book says terrifying creatures exist, but their power can't spill into human lands. Kettle is shook. Bro, how massive is this world?
Endless snowfields with more spots just like 'em. Learned enough, he stacked books, making the librarian jump. He gave a kind smile, thanking her for the helpful info. Kettle dipped as the bell rang. He then zoomed to the mercenary guild, asking a startled Rosa for more gigs.
New quest in hand. He's hyped. He lives for the grind. Kane still watches from the shadows. 2 days in, Kane's like, this dude is kinda sus. Time to meet him.
Kettle's vibing through town that night, feeling good about his grind. Small gigs are paying off. He'll be a top-tier merc, no cap, but someone's watching from the shadows. A figure pops out, blocking his path. Kettle stops, puzzled. It's Swordmaster Kane, looking sus under his hood. Kettle, unfazed, calls him out. You've been tailing me all day. Kane freezes. Stealth Master, busted. Kettle crosses his arms. What do you want?
Kane's brain. You clocked me? His aura stealth was 10 out of 10. No one should have sensed him. Cloaked stranger's silence? Kettle's mind went bandit. Cracks knuckles. You a bandit, bro? Kane just stares, shook. No answer? Kettle's like, proof. Even Chilltown's got bandits. Kane goes to deny, then pauses. Does this kid even get he's a famous swordmaster? Kettle pities him, asking if he's robbing folks in his old age. Kettle then has a genius idea. Bagging a bandit would level up his rep. Kane just stares. How did this convo go sideways?
His own idea. If Kettle thinks he's a bandit, perfect test. But the moment he decides, Kettle vanishes. Poof. Kane spins around, shook. Next, Kettle's behind him, eyes glowing, reaching. Knowing he's about to get snatched, Kane blasts green energy to block. Kettle pauses, a wide grin. "Aight, old man, you got some speed." Kane lands, mind blown. No cap, Kettle almost got him, moving that fast with just raw power.
Kane sensed zero aura. Kettle just stood there, smiling like it was no diff. Kane clenched his teeth. This wasn't a test anymore. He was going all out. But Kettle ghosted him again, way too fast. Before Kane could even react, Kettle had his arm. The Swordmaster was stunned, caught slipping. That grip was crushing, like his arm was stuck in solid rock, dragging his whole body along. Kane struggles. Kettle's strength is built different. Diff's wild, so he goes all out. Kettle clocks light gathering, then Kane drops a massive energy wave. The blast erupts in an insane flash, yeeting Kane back. He lands, gasping, hands still sparking.
Kettle's fine, just saying bandits these days have wild tricks. Kane's fuming. Why is this dude still calling him a bandit? That was mana materialization, an elite technique, not some basic stunt.
Kettle just grins, totally impressed. Kane's speechless. His steel-shredding attack? Kettle's unscratched. Kane stares at that body. How'd bare skin tank it? Kettle steps up. Time to finish this.
Kane finally goes for his blade. Kettle's finger stops the draw cold. Kane's eyes bug out. No cap, impossible. He's pushing hard, but one finger's got him locked.
Kettle's eyes glow purple again. Kane's face, a tear of despair. He's done. One clean chop, he's out. Kettle, holding the unconscious Swordmaster, thinks, fantasy bandit core unlocked. Minutes later, he drags Kane to the guardhouse.
Guards totally shook. What even? Can't compute. This rando barbarian soloed a superhuman? Kettle's chill. Caught a thief. Guard's jaw dropped. Kettle's like, Quest XP for this, right? Guard's brain totally fried. That's Swordmaster Kane, a literal legend, and Kettle's just yeeting him like old clothes. Guard blurts, "Not a thief." Kettle's mind clicks. You know him?
If he's not the thief, you're helping him. Panicked, the guard bows to the unconscious guy. Swordmaster Kane of Gehentra Kingdom. Kettle's one brain cell fired. He stares at Kane confused. A Swordmaster is a normal thief? Nah, he's not buying it. Kettle's stuck on Kane wanting his silver. Guard's practically begging, for I'd know that face. But Kettle's already cooked up his own wild take.
Swordmaster? Nah, probably just a fancy title for thieves. The guard just stares, totally bugging out. After an awkward pause, he's like, above my pay grade, and snitches to the Lord. Later, Lord Luke Barkin is losing it. What?
Lord Kane lost? Then came the super awkward apology fest. They just kept saying, my bad, to each other. After that, dead silence. It was so cringe. From the door, Lord Barkin tried to figure it out. He expected a fight, but Kane getting bodied? Nah.
Okay, real talk. This barbarian is stronger than a Swordmaster. Kane's new, but that title still slaps. Kettle's a dangerous unknown. Lord Barkin's like, nope, I'm out. He claims misunderstanding, then dips. Door shuts, instant awkward.
Kane sips tea, pride bodied after that L. Cringe is real. Trying to recover, he reintroduces. Kane, Swordmaster. Kettle, being Kettle, deadass asks if Swordmaster is his last name. Kane explains. At that level, no surname needed. Kettle nods, then asks about that sus energy attack earlier.
Kettle asks if it's a special skill. Kane, chill, shows green energy. You mean this? Kettle's eyes light up. He thought it was a basic trick, but knowing it's a Swordmaster move, that's fire. Kane explains. It's aura, a basic energy called mystic.
Kettle finally gets it. That was aura. He's hyped, immediately asking how to learn it.
Kane explains mystic is raw power. Swordsmen use it as aura, mages as mana. Kettle grins. So anyone can learn mystic? Can you teach me? Kane goes silent. Kettle leans in, all smiles. Please teach me. Kane agrees, but he's still confused. Why ask him when Kettle's clearly built different? Kettle admits, I know nothing. I've just been fighting on instinct. That answer hits different for Kane. This is his chance. He can train this barbarian, get his main character energy back. He straightens up. Very well. A sword master's nothing without their blade. Without it, I'm just half a man. Katie nods. Freh, that tracks. No cap, you were giving weak vibes without your sword. Kane was internally screaming. Katie kept cooking him, saying it was sus. Kane could have won if he just used his sword. Katie's just vibing, totally clueless. Meanwhile, Kane's pride is getting bodied. He's low-key spiraling. Still, Swordmaster Kane starts the lesson, explaining real swordsmanship isn't just swinging a blade. It's channeling aura. Kane's style. Illusion to reality. He tests Katie. What did she see him do against his disciple? Katie instantly recalls the sword splitting into 3 real attacks. That's materialization, she realizes, clocking its skill and precision, not raw force. Kane confirms, low-key, seething. He straightens, dropping knowledge. Sword and aura must merge. He then flexes, his blade glowing bright green with energy. Katie's eyes light up. OMG, so that's aura! Flustered, Kane just manages. Yeah? Still shook teaching a barbarian. He just shows it. Bet, he says, getting into position. Locked in, ready to flex. He goes full send. Green slashes tearing up the hall, ripping the floor. Katie's locked in, no cap. He clocks the strike, splitting into 5.
Dust settled. Kane flexed. Many make aura illusions, but only his sword makes them real. Proud, he asks Katie's take. Her reply? Brutally simple. I can do that too. Kane instantly calls Cap. Inside, he's spiraling, remembering his grind to master it. KTU cuts him off. I'll just show you. Faster.
Then he grabs a huge battle axe, leaving Kane shook. An axe? KTU plants his feet and swings, moving that giant weapon so fast it leaves multiple afterimages. Kane goes silent. The awful truth hits him. KTU's got that raw speed and brute force. KTU yeets the axe down, a massive shockwave blasting the hall. Kane is shook, watching smoke billow from KTL's axe. KTL, smugly, asks, Thoughts? He knows he ate that. Kane tries to compute. Not a glitch, just raw speed and strength. Almost fooled. He called it a basic swing, but Katie clapped back. If the outcome's the same in a real fight, does technique matter? Kane was speechless, her point hitting his ego. Not having it, Kane snapped. Then what about this? A green aura flashed. He spawned multiple solid clones. Katie was legit surprised. Kane pulled a clone jutsu. He and his copies went ham, blasting a huge smoking crater. Kane flexes his aura control, then dares Katie to copy it. Cattle's radio silent. He braces, lifting the giant axe again. He spins, faster and faster, a whirlwind of destruction. Kane is cooked. The spin builds, a hall-wide tornado ripping stone. When it stops, Cattle stands calm in the wreckage, asking, What do you think? Kane is officially done. He's spiraling, crying his life's work is trash, totally cooked. The legendary swordmaster? A whole mess. Cattle clocks his mental game weak. Then, plot twist, he actually hypes Kane up. Your sword skills are next level. Cattle's like, my axe swings are just brute force, no real swordplay. Kane's technique hit different. Those afterimages, legit real. Cattle knew he'd never master that. That small praise totally revived Kane. His sword game still slaps. He flexes his unique skill, merging illusion and reality. Boom, ego's back. Eyes blazing, he gets it.
not a style flaw. Catel's just built different.
Like, no cap, nobody's faking that speed without aura. Once Kane chills, Kettle asks again about real sword techniques. Kane quickly gets it together, apologizes for being emo. Pride mostly back, he finally starts the lesson for real. He's like, to control aura, you gotta awaken to mystery.
No swordsman or mage can hit max level without it, unless they're a cleric borrowing god-tier power. Kettle asks if divine power is different. Kane's like, yep, cleric power is God-granted, not their own skill. Kettle's actually super into it.
Kane explains, mystery is everyone's hidden power. How you flex it determines if it's aura, mana, or spirit power. Awakening it? That's step 1. He reveals 5 stages to master mystery. First up, sensing mystery. Kettle asks, can anyone do it? Kane's like, nah, no talent, no feel.
He says barely sensing it? That's third rate. Your arcane control determines your rank, 1 of 5. Third rate, second rate, first rate, superhuman, and finally, hero class. Kettle gets a flashback vibe. Kane's like, nah, these ranks are just vibes, don't sweat it yet.
Kettle gets it. Kane's like, practice time. Kane watches, ready to guide. Sensing something sus, he tells Kettle to awaken a new sense. Instructions are simple. Feel the wind, feel the earth. Kettle focuses hard, then admits he feels nada. Kane shook. He thought someone strong would get it. He mutters, powerful people usually slay this, but Kettle's built different.
No one from his icy homeland has ever felt power like this. So Kane moves to plan B, decides to kickstart it, channeling energy into Kettle. Kettle lights up. You're transferring aura? Kane's vague. Something like that. Amazed, Kettle's only read about this. Kane touches his back, tells him to chill and feel the flow. But the moment he touches him, Kane's hit by a massive shock.
Yo, this body? Pure stone. Kane's low-key wondering if Kale's even human. Kale snaps him out of it. Kane's like, my bad, zone. He gets serious, channeling aura to awaken Ketel's hidden power. Green energy surges. Kane's sure this is the move. Wait, something's off. Kane freezes, totally lost. Path? Gone. Can't even start looking. It's just a void. He has to tap out. Dead end. Kane pulls back. Kale immediately panics. What do you mean it won't work?
No talent, Fur? Kane says it's not talent. Kale must find his own path to awaken power. He gets it, but is still low-key worried. So I can't sense mystery, period? Kane struggles.
Kane couldn't check Ketel's potential. His body is wild, so dense it's like armor, blocking aura. Kane's never seen this. His raw power ghosts magic. Ketel slumps, bummed. So no mystical power for me? Kane's unsure. Ask other swordmasters or magic tower mages. Kane apologizes, but Ketel's like, it's fine, still a chance.
He grins, genuinely thanking Kane for the assist. Kane clocks him. Unlike other barbarians, just violent beasts, Ketel's different. Kane asks him to stay, offering loyalty, a title, and a top spot. Ketel's reply is plain. I refuse.
I don't plan to belong to anyone. Kane, low-key hoping this loyalty could free them, offered nobility. Ketel just smiled, totally unbothered. He'd just do him. Kane was shook, but then it clicked.
Ketel gave final thanks, then dipped. Kane watched him go, realizing control was cap. No one owns that dude. He moves by choice. That mystery makes him more dangerous than any barbarian Kane's known.
Kane sighs, fixated on the Emperor's demon realm obsession. Lord Barkin, already clued in, hears Kane report lives are getting wasted. Kane suspects the Emperor wants to be some ancient goat, but puts a pin in that. The Empire hasn't even secured all human lands, making this plan super reckless.
Barkin gets it. The Emperor's coming for them next. Kane agrees. They're Empire turf, so orders could drop any moment. Kane leans back, grumbling about the world and the Emperor's wildin'. Then Barkin's vibe shifts. He leans in. Heard anything?
Kane's right. Demon activity's wild. Dungeons are spawning everywhere, and word is something's leaking from the demon realm. This ain't gonna end well. Kane also thinks Kettle's timing here is sus. Barkin's like, valid. Kane asks, Barkin's like ITK. Kettle's not hostile though. Total enigma. Meanwhile, the mystery's out, feeling off. Folks are dodging him, pulling kids away.
Kettle's big brain moment? His clothes. That beast-hide vest was giving uncivilized vibes, so new threads it was. He finds a bougie tailor shop. What could go wrong? The tailor turns, nearly yeets himself. A barbarian in his chic store? Barely holding it together, he's like, we don't stock your size. But seeing Kettle's sad face, he quickly offers a custom fit. Kettle's mood instantly lifts. He's like, bet! Taylor agrees, but low-key panics, imagining this giant unaliving him if the fit's off. En route to Guild, Kettle spots something. A small, faintly glowing blue orb. Side quest time, he checks it, drawn by the weird pattern inside.
He figured the guild would know, so he snagged the sus orb. At the guild, he showed Rosa, asking if she knew the T on this thing he found. Rosa checked it. Man-made, valuable, but no maker's mark.
Her eyes went blank. Snap! Kettle jolted her back. She was totally zoned out. Kettle asked if she was good, thinking the orb was pulling her in.
Rosa's memory is blank, but it's giving weird vibes. She offers an appraisal. Kettle just laughs, saying solo figuring it out is the fun. He asks for the daily grind. She gives him the usual F-tier chores, cleaning and gathering. Kettle's hyped.
After another day's grind, he's back, happy. He grabs the sus orb again, still thinking about Rosa. Suddenly, a soft voice from the orb whispers, "Come to me," repeating, straight into his head. Kettle figures it's deft domination magic.
Orb keeps pulsing with that sus call, so he's like, bet, and follows. Voice leads him to a cave. He's like, I'm here, who called? A dark voice replies, another sacrifice, a dumb barbarian, but acceptable. It's a skeletal mage with blue fire eyes. From a throne in a ritual circle, its resurrection is near. Who's this Bone Daddy? He was a sus sorcerer, lurking in shadows, stirring up wars until heroes pulled up. Facing defeat, he ghosted his body, sealed his soul, becoming a lich.
Unkillable, soul jar safe, he hid near this town, dropping blue orbs to lure sacrifices for his comeback and world domination. Plan was smooth until a major plot twist. Why's a barbarian here? He picked this remote spot to dodge strong ones, so Kettle's arrival is super sus.
Lich, watching via magic, sees Kettle's size. Perfect sacrifice. His orb only charms normies, so he assumes Kettle's a magicless fool. He calls, "Yo, barbarian, last piece I need." Kettle walks right up to the cave's giant door.
He pushes in, boom, spots the mastermind, a skeletal mage, glowing blue eyes. Kettle shook, a legit lich, total final boss energy. Plot twist, the lich is bugging out, demanding to know what Kettle is, realizing his mind control totally flopped.
Kettle clocks the bones, figures out the lure. Lich can't vibe his magic, figures he's got a rare mind shield. Kettle's like, nah, nothing. Lich goes silent, staff up. If Kettle won't comply, force it is.
He drops his undead squad. The armed skellies charge, but Kettle just smirks. A whole evil lich in a dungeon. Bet. He one-taps the first skelly bare-handed, and it poofs. Lich is shook.
Kettle's like, Lich is kinda mid, NGL. Lich snaps, threatens to unalive Kettle's limbs, sends in the squad. Get him. Kettle snorts, cracks knuckles. First skelly dusted, another yeeted by a kick.
Lich, big mad. Game over. Staff flares, strongest summon incoming. Kettle's eyes pop. Massive armored skeleton knight, huge sword and shield, rises. Kettle, instead of panicking, gets hyped. This one might actually hit different. Lich orders kill. Knight charges, a whole battering ram. Kettle grins, cracks knuckles. Knight swings its glowing sword. Kettle just watches.
A lich-made skeleton knight, kinda sus, but one punch still caved its skull. The giant undead went poof, The Lich just stared, shook, after that no-diff destruction. Kettle curb-stomped the knight's twitching hand. Bored, he glanced back. That's all?
Lich is shook, trying to scan Kettle, but his magic finds nada. 0 mana, no hidden power, no gear. That's wild. This barbarian actually beat a top-tier undead with just fists? Kettle's too sus to ignore, so Lich is taking him on.
He calls it an honor, descending like a final boss. Kettle screams, stumbling back as thick, black fog engulfs him. The Lich's voice echoes, "Fear me, pay for this sanctuary breach." Kettle just looks confused. No cap.
Bro says the orb called him, but wasn't the Lich who left it. So Lich low-key baited, and Kettle bit. Lich gets triggered, demands silence, then flexes as the goat mage who wrecked 5 kingdoms.
I am Kartos Brenulus Kessis. Kettle's like, long names are a thing here? Then Kartos yeets a dark magic vortex, calling Kettle his comeback's base. The spell envelops Kettle. His eyes go dead, spinning like he's zoned out. Kartos starts flexing.
His spell traps minds in dark fields till they snap. He thought this basic barbarian, 0 magic D, was an easy dub, but something felt off. Kettle's built different. Kartos captures him, sending his goons.
Another skeleton warrior spawns, sword ready, lunging at a dazed Kettle. But just as it closes in, Kettle's eyes flash purple. He instantly spins, delivering a sick kick that dusts the skeleton. Plot twist, he's not helpless. Kettle then deadpans the Lich, leaving Kartos absolutely shook.
This can't be real. That spell should have slayed. Kettle barely reacts. You gonna stare? 'Cause this ain't it. Kartos ignores the vibe, goes full power, dramatic chant. He drops his ultimate, a dark energy sphere, ready to devour all. Kettle's eyes light up like it's Christmas morning. Kartos laughs, thinking he's got the W. A second later, he's coughing hard, collapsing. Mana's gone, but he's sure no barbarian survived that. He looks up for a crater, then freezes. Kettle's still standing, not a scratch. Kettle's like, impressive. That all you got? Kartos completely loses it.
He dropped his strongest, hero-breaking spell. Nada. Lich demands answers, but Kettle's just vibing. Attack looked fire, felt 0. Lich freezes, shook, as Kettle grins axe in hand. My turn now.
Just as Kettle's about to smash him, the Lich has a sudden aha moment, a dark grin spreading. He's convinced Kettle knows his true identity, and Kettle's presence proves it. Kettle just stands there, wondering what this bone pile is on about.
Karthos drops a villainous cackle. The Empire's shook to find him so fast. His ego? Main character syndrome. He screams he'll rise again, ready to wreck this world. He's heard whispers of the Empire's hush-hush weapon project, sure Kettle's one, to off him, but he's not going down easy.
He declares, I am Kartos Brenulus Kessis, and I will destroy the Empire. Kettle's only thought, bro's totally unhinged. Lich summons a glowing ghostly urn, his phylactery, his soul vessel. He grabs it, ready for his final move. Then, boom!
Magic beam yeets from the urn, smacking Kettle's chest. His eyes go blank. Did it work? The Lich's endgame, possess Kettle's body with his soul. It's a one-way move. Trapped unless full Lich, it's his only play. He takes over. But the instant he jacks into Kettle's mind, he knows he messed up. He looks around, shook. What is this place? Barbarian's mind? Free? That nightmare world is shaking him. This is super sus. He's doubting if the Empire sent Kettle. As his soul ricks, he realizes, nah, the Empire couldn't create this horror.
His mind literally fried. Lich Kratos got yeeted for good. Back in reality, Kettle just scratched his head like, huh? He only felt a tiny tickle. The Lich's empty body flopped to the floor.
Kettle's not hyped. He's bummed. That attack was fire, wanted deets. Strolling to the bones, he thinks liches here are mid. Clueless about his own head, but a W's a W.
Loot time! He snags the lich's staff, remembering its magical glow. Big brain moment. Maybe this stick lets him finally cast spells. Into his pocket it goes.
He then clocks an urn, picks it up, thinking life vessel. Rosa for appraisal. After bagging everything, gamer instincts kick in. He clocks a weird wall pattern he missed. Secret room?
He wonders, then does the obvious, presses the button. Wall slides open, secret chamber revealed. He steps in, finds a room full of people just standing there, kinda sus. First thought, secret rooms are real? Not concern. Then, who are these randos? Waves a hand, calls out.
He tried to ping another, but got crickets. Now he's stuck with a room full of glitched-out statues. He decides to just dip. His logic, for once, actually slaps. Guild problem. Kettle then rolls up to the Merc Guild. New loot secured.
Rosa smiles. Back already? Kettle's like, NBD? Just yeeted an ancient evil? Rosa's confused. Kettle explains the orb and sender. She laughs. Don't even joke about that serious stuff.
A lich, one of only 5 worldwide, chilling in a small town? Wild. Kettle yeets a giant purple urn on her desk. Instant attention. He calmly states it's the lich's life vessel, asks for appraisal. Rosa's mind? Offline. She freezes, realizing he's not capping. Kettle casually drops people are inside. He left them, saying they were basically gone. Then it clicks. The lich is sus for the missing. She's on it. Soon, a guard bursts in. Lich? Kettle just waves. GG's. Guard nervously names the lich. Kettle confirms, and the dude's mind just broke. This Kratos was the legendary Dark Mage. A century ago, he drove kings mad, erased 5 kingdoms.
Guards shook. Can't believe that was lurking. Kettle shrugs like, the lich was kinda mid. Did sus stuff. Basically owned himself. Guard's speechless, sweating, asks for deets, but Kettle's brain cell clocked out. That's his max. Way above his pay grade, the guard dips to report to the Lord. Lord Barkin hears, and he's not vibing. A lich this close to my land, he roars. The guard confirms.
Proof. Victim testimony. Lich's phylactery. Barkin clocks the Major L. Powerful lich. Empire attention. Best fighter MIA. He slams his fist. Capital ASAP.
We got mad lucky. Kettle finding Kratos saved our butts. Timing was clutch, but that solo win was wild. This barbarian needs a legit reward. What do you even give someone who soloed a legendary lich?
Next morning, chaos erupts. Barkin, already up, calmly tells them to open up. Doors burst open. A panicked maid rushes in. My lord, Lord Aquas, the sun god's inquisitor, just pulled up. Barkin's eyes go wide. Why's someone so major on my turf? Yo, the sun god's inquisitor just pulled up. Barkin, the local lord, formally greets her. She's Aquas, inquisitor of the sun god, a judge for the lost. Barkin already knows her rep. Youngest, strongest inquisitor on the continent. No cap. Warlock hunter legend, her authority peak. Aquas cuts to the chase. His territory's a hot mess. Barkin tries to deflect, hoping it's not about the lich. So he finally asks, why's she here? She looks at him, drops the bomb. Divine revelation. Barkin shook, but before Aquas drops the divine tea, she's like, hold up. She wants the deets on the recent drama. As he spills, she gets more and more shook. A barbarian clapped a lich? Barkin's like, yep, the infamous Karthos. That name hits Aquas hard. Hold up, that monster was here? Barkin pulls out the phylactery. The urn shatters her calm. What even went down here? She whispers. Holy symbol clutched. One question on repeat.
Barbarians still in town? Barkin confirms, yep, the OP Barbarian's still here. He's always pulling off the impossible. Oh, and kettle-bodied Swordmaster Kane. Aquas is shook. A new powerhouse just dropped. She quickly asks, what tribe's he from?
Kettle's from the White Wasteland, Barkin said. That intel hit Aquas hard. White Wasteland. Demon Land. She wasn't vibing. Then it clicked. An unknown force from a demon-filled zone.
She wonders if this barbarian is her actual mission. Barkin's just confused. Aqua's decided she has to meet this barbarian ASAP. Kettle's back, checking the gem he yoinked from the Lich's staff. He figures it boosts magic, decides he'll ask a mage later.
That thought? Nah, morning already hit. Time to grind. A guard drops in. Sun God's Inquisitor wants a church meetup. Guard warns, show respect, fam. Kettle just grins. No cap, I got this.
A shook guard asks if he's ready. Kettle, in his barbarian gear, grins. Bet. Gods here are legit, granting power, with the church as the main hub. The guard leads Kettle through the city to the massive church.
Kettle looks up, instantly hyped. The Sun God's church? A whole mood. Guard tells him to head in. Kettle's like, bet. He opens the doors. 3 nuns greet him. Welcome, Sir Kettle, one mentioned. Inquisitor Aquas is waiting. Follow me. They led him to a flowery room where a woman was chilling. She turned. Aquas, Inquisitor of the Sun God. Business? Kettle grinned. Kettle the Barbarian, he thought. Young for an Inquisitor, NGL.
He just thinks she's built different, rising fast. Aqua's is already sus about the giant's grin. Kettle cuts to the chase. Why are you here? Dungeon incident. That lich you bodied? Kartos, a notorious monster. Total menace.
She thinks Kartos is OP. Only true heroes can face him. Kettle's like, the lich I met was a noob, basically self-destructed. She's not buying it. He just closes his eyes. That's what I saw. Aquas drops a wild proposal. Her God witnesses their convo directly, a divine lie detector. If he caps, God reacts. She expects him to hard pass, but Kettle's hyped. Why refuse? He just wants to feel divine power. His childlike excitement left Aqua shook. She couldn't even with his vibe. Cautiously, she asked if he was bugging. Kettle just blinked. Huh? He was totally unbothered.
He's been straight up, no cap, no worries. Aquas, seeing his confidence, was like bet and started the ritual. Hands clasped, she prayed. Sun Guardian, expose every lie here. Instantly, a massive golden beam yeeted from the church into the sky. Kettle, right in the middle, was shook.
He feels it, a massive, overwhelming vibe from above. And somehow he even senses the deity's confusion. Like, huh? Even God's brain is buffering. Then the light dips. Room's back to normal. Aqua's chills. No divine drama, so he didn't cap. She steadies, then drops the rule. No cap in this room. Ever. Kettle meets her gaze with a confident smirk.
Sun God's lie test active. Questioning starts. Kettle rehashes the dungeon fight, play by play. God shows 0 reaction. Aquas has to accept. He wasn't kept. The weakened lich really lost.
She apologizes for being rude. Kettle just grins. Nah, I kinda vibed. Then Aquas drops one last personal cue. She's dead serious. Leaning in, she asks, is he actually from the White Snowfield? He answers yes. Aquas is shook. He's from the demon realm. Mind spirals.
Is he the gray barbarian from old stories? Kettle flips the script. Why are you really here? She deflects, but he clocks her. Here to check if I'm a monster? Direct hit.
Aquas gets shook, trying to cap, but Kettle clocks her. He points to the sacred setup. Way too extra for a lie test. She's busted. God's watching. Her true purpose shows.
He pressed. You came for me? Panicked, she denied it, then spilled about a prophecy. She thought he was the one, but the test results were confusing. Finally, she dropped the full tea, apologizing for gatekeeping.
Classic Kettle just goes, interesting. Curious, he asks what the oracle spilled. Aquas hesitates. This is super top secret, never for sharing. But she decides Kettle's getting the tea.
She drops the prophecy, leaving Kettle totally shook. Soon after, Aquas is by a hall window when Lord Barkin rolls up, sensing she's off. She met Kettle, but now she's even more confused. Like, what even is he?
Barkin confirms Kettle's a white snowfield barbarian. Intel from there is impossible, but his origins are locked. He hoped it was Cap. If this drops, the world will spiral. Everyone wants the white snowfield, especially the Emperor.
Emperor steps in. Everything goes sideways. Aquas tells him to chill. Cover the lich thing, Kettle's ID secret. Barkin can finally breathe easy. He then asks, are all barbarians from there like him?
Aquas ponders, then's like, nah. Her logic, if they were that OP, they'd own the world. Most barbarians are just big brawn, no brains. A powerhouse with a sharp mind, like Kettle. Barkin drops a rumor, new barbarian king, also brains and brawn. Aquas confirms.
She met him. He was not your average barbarian. Barkin thought a Kettle versus King fight would be lit. Aquas immediately shut that down. Hard no. She reminded him, barbarians and god followers have beef. A stronger barbarian? Major red flag. Barkin pivoted. What was the T on the oracle? She needed to confirm something about Kettle, period.
She needed to know, human or skinwalker. Barkins shook, demanding the oracle's real tea. When she dropped the prophecy, Barkin went ghost white. Later, Kettle summoned to Barkin's office. Barkin tried small talk, but Kettle was like, spill it, why am I here? Barkin cut to the chase, thanking him. Kettle literally saved the territory from Lich Cardos.
He admits Cardo's full strength, GG. Plot twist, this W stays secret. Lich defeat is OP, but Emperor hears, he's on it, no cap. Kettle's unbothered, not chasing clout.
Barkin's like, nah, not enough, but a reward's ready. He taps the desk. A servant brings it. Kettle's jaw drops at a massive, glittering treasure bag. He's confused until Barkin says, it's no normal bag. Try it.
Kettle's eyes are glued to the shiny pouch. Barkin tells him to chill and open it. He explains it's an artifact, a storage one. The space inside is legit room-sized. Kettle's shook. Never seen one this close.
Barkin drops the intel. It holds way bigger stuff. Kettle, no cap, immediately tests it. His huge axe, yeet, right inside. Barkin explains, reach in, manifest it. Kettle's absolutely hyped, totally vibing, promises to use it well.
Barkin then brings up the prophecy. He recalls Cain's intel. Demon realm creatures are popping up. He's connecting the dots to the prophecy. It warned a major L would hit here first, then go global. Barkin's turf? Small, connected villages.
Then a distant village went dark. Town sent scouts. They ghosted. Barkin's guards vanished too. He knew this was major sus. Rosa dropped the Lord's urgent request at the Merc Guild. Kettle asks, what's the gig? She says they need someone to scope the missing village. Rosa calls it a dispatch, but the reward's sus, way too high. Kettle's in. Rosa smirks, knowing he's the pick. Later, at the spot, Mercs are low-key whispering. Hayes is just chilling, looking over it. Then someone's like, wait, Mr. Kettle. Kettle grins, flexing his brand new drip. He said his old threads were cooked, so he designed these himself.
Hayes is on this quest too. Couldn't miss this fire. He asks if the old squad showed. Nah, they're too smart. Kettle looks around.
Mad loot for this tiny squad. Kinda sus. Hayes spills. This ain't no chill gig. Pays too high for just recon.
guards went ghost, so it's giving major bad vibes. Kettle's still bummed by the low turnout. Hayes leans in. Another rumor, but cuts herself off. Nervous laugh as heretic Inquisitor Aquas pulls up.
The rumor? Inquisitor joined, so everyone ghosted. Kettle told Shook Hayes to chill. Aquas was polite and kind. Hayes was low-key shook Kettle knew her, claiming friendship. Hayes was confused AF. A barbarian and an inquisitor? Kettle walked up. Aquas bodied him instantly. Friends? Who dis? Kettle laughed. Bet, we can start now.
Aquas asks if Hayes stands Lady Calrosia. Kettle's shook. Aquas looks bothered, asks what's up. She spills Calrosia's crew should chill, only OG's out. A sec later, she shrugs it off as Hayes starts hollering. Then, Bet, the guard captain rolls up with his squad, mission ready.
Kettle's all smiles. Aquas is already over his energy. Hayes looks low-key overwhelmed by the squad. Captain welcomes them, then they dip, heading straight for the village. Kettle scopes the crew. This feels less like a job, more like a whole raid.
Aquas looks sus. Is her prophecy finally kicking off? She says the gods never dropped a date. Could just be a village ghosting. Kettle pushes. It's still possible. Prophecy mentioned a big bad coming. Instead of fear, Kettle just smirks.
The idea low-key hypes him. Hours later, they hit the village. Captain's like, "We're here, but it's dead silent." He asks Aquas for a vibe check, and she confirms the worst. Nobody's home. A guard suggests they dipped, so the captain orders a full search.
Captain stuck. 100 people. Poof. He's gotta know, so the search begins. Instantly, a crew member calls him over, spotting food still chilling on the table. Captain thinks they dipped. Soldiers like, nah, food's still warm. That's wild. Village silent for days, all checks vanished. Inside, a merc reports no signs anyone dipped or hid. Captain grimly orders, keep searching. Everywhere, same vibe. People were just here, but no one's home.
Another soldier reports villagers were here, but poof, gone. Cap looks to Aquas, hoping she knows, but nope. Then to Kettle for ideas. He's got nothing either.
He senses nothing. Captain's cracking. Kettle, chill, suggests asking someone who does know. Everyone stares. Kettle points out, someone else is here. Captain panics. A strange woman appears, smug AF. She acts surprised. Thought I was hidden. How'd you clock me?
Kettle just pops up. Wasn't here. Now I am. She smirks. My magic makes people think I've been vibing here. Even the Inquisitor got played. She clocks Kettle. No magic user vibes. Her smile darkens. Who are you?
Captain clocks danger, orders retreat. As guards dip, he sees Aquas frozen. Terrified, she's like zero vibes from her. Everyone's shook. If Aquas can't read her, she's either harmless or so OP she's ghosting. Mercilia sighs, wanted to trail them longer. Then her face twists into a monstrous grin. Nah, changed my mind.
She just went full demon mode. Wicked grin, she vows to enslave them. A snap, dark magic bursts from her claw. A massive orb spreads as she floats up. From above, she glares down at the shook squad. Even Kettle, Hayes, Akis are frozen.
Guard yells, "Run!" but it's GG. A massive purple dome slams down, trapping them. The demon's like, "This whole village? My hunting ground now. Y'all are prey." Everyone's shook, but Kettle's just vibing with it. Hayes freaks, whispers named demon, then instantly prays. Kettle puts a hand on her head. Chill, I'm right here. She looks up, still kinda sus. Kettle then asks, what's the big deal with a named demon? Hayes explains, most demons are just weak mana. Real ones, born from pure darkness, self-named. Even the weakest can low-key wreck a kingdom. Kettle finally gets it. So that's a named demon, Fra? Hayes weakly confirms. It's Setiar, a feared demon from centuries ago. Why is it here? This is giving major sus. Kettle eyes the barrier. Can I just punch this? Hayes, nah, unbreakable. Gotta beat her. Kettle taps it. Got it. Then boom, cracks from his touch.
Nah, that'd kill the vibe. He's flailing, low-key hiding the crack from Hayes, giggling. Hayes gives him the side-eye. Bro, what? He throws a sus thumbs up, quiet. Fight focus.
The demon clowned Aquaz, asking if she enjoyed their village game. Aquaz flashed back to the empty village, half-eaten food. Just a demon's troll. Disgust twisted her face. This monster treats lives like toys. Meanwhile, Kettle watched their mental showdown like a movie, 3D glasses and popcorn. Aquaz quickly clocks it. Summoning a named demon needs way more than one village. A being this OP shouldn't have claimed territory low-key. Under the red moon, Isatir just smirks. Seriously, did you think I'd spill my plan? Aquaz clenches her fist, declaring this vile corruption has no right to stain the earth. The demon throws her head back, laughing.
She sneers at God's lapdog. Your tiny God will save you? Bet. Asatir says the world's glitching, no longer just human turf. Gods and humans once teamed up, yeeted the demons. From hell's depths, I've waited for this moment.
Big reveal! It's Asatir, the gravity demon. She's vowing to erase her past L and flood the world with evil. Aquaz claps back. Filthy creature! This world's for gods and humans. Evil's getting yeeted back.
Hand up, holy light slaps. Her god answers. Aquaz gets a full-on sacred power glow-up. Glow fades, she's rocking golden armor and a massive holy keyblade. Kettle, naturally, drops his take. Confirmed, no transformation attacks.
Transformation's complete. Aquaz gives the demon the full stare down, eyes blazing with divine power. Isadir's totally unbothered, just a smirk. Interesting. She crushes dark energy, spawning a huge demonic scythe. She calls Aquaz a god's dog, daring her to fight. Aquaz lunges, calling her an insolent wretch. Holy gold slams into demonic purple, a blinding clash. Impact sends massive shockwave, shredding battlefield. Dust clears. Asadiar's got Aquaz's massive weapon, one bare claw. She clowns the Inquisitor for losing her cool, asking if she has any shame. Aquaz's eye twitches, absolutely fuming. Patience? Gone. You done talking? Done barking? Asadiar deadpans. Aquaz slams down in holy gold, ready to throw hands. Asadiar ghosts, Aquaz caught lacking. A dark whisper, I'm here. Asadiar ambushes. Aquaz barely pops her golden shield before claws smash. Grinning, Asadiar snarls, get bodied. Dark power explodes, yeeting Aquaz back. She digs her heels in, fighting the raw force.
Shields cracking, Aquaz drops scripture. None may trespass upon the light of radiance. Golden light yeets the demon back. Aquaz, bathed in holy fire, glares. Asidiar's back up, looking more impressed than hurt.
Reading holy scripture at your age? Slay. Aquaz praying Carmenon 559. Its radiance was OP, burning evil.
Acidiar no-diffed the holy blast with her wing. Aqua switched tactics, rushing in close, going ham. The demon was too fast, juking every strike. Full send.
Aquas is clearly straining, but Asadiar's just vibing. Their weapons clash again, a massive boom. The shockwave yeets the squad, screaming in pure terror. Back to the main event.
These two powerhouses are going at it full send. Kettle, just chillin', big grin, totally vibing. Hayes sprints over, panicking. Help, Lady Aquas. Kettle side-eyes him. Yeah, I could. But why, though? Hayes is just shook.
Kettle's logic, not my problem, not ruining this banger fight. He even wants to fight a demon. But for now, he's just watching. Hayes is shook. That's not hero behavior. As they beef, light and dark clash again.
Asadiar swats away a strike, smirking. Freyr, you're God's hunting dog. She flexes her strength, but Aquas clocks an opening. Believing demonic power can't hit different against gods, Asadiar realizes this fight's a whole stalemate. No gains here. She needs an edge, ASAP. So, like a total menace, she yeets herself at the defenseless squad.
Aquaz yells a warning, but a satyr's too quick. The demon drops a brutal attack on the helpless. So sus! The party screams as holy and demonic power explodes. Fuming, Aquaz grits her teeth, diving to shield her squad. Her eyes blaze, shouting, "You're a menace!" The satyr just laughs.
Did you really expect a demon to fight fair? Aqua's absolutely fuming chants, powering up. She drops a holy verse, unleashing a massive golden energy flood. A radiant sanctuary forms. "Get in!" she yells to her crew. A satyr, vibing in the shadows, enjoys the drama, mocking Aquas for wasting such a huge spell. Aqua snaps back. "Zip it!"
A satyr's smile just hit different. Mission accomplished. Chat's over. They both full send it. Aquaz swings her huge cross weapon, a golden arc.
Asatir dodges, appearing above. Death is just death. She flashes close, whispering, "No one will remember Aquaz's noble sacrifice." Kicks, sneering, "Aquaz will only shame your god." Her cruel offer, "Drop that shield protecting your friends, and maybe I'll let you win." Aquaz isn't fooled, calling it a cheap trick. Asatir grins. "You really think you're dipping out alive?" Aquaz preps. "Heard enough." "Fine," the demon snarls. "Then die a martyr." She blasts a massive dark energy pillar. Aquaz braces. Then, bam, Asatir's right there, too fast to track. Demon strikes before Aquaz can react. A huge energy blast yeets the Inquisitor. Aquaz, dazed and hurting, sees Isatir rush in again. Too fast, dark tendrils snatch her. She's completely shook. Her sanctuary should hold back the dark, but it's getting clapped. Isatir cuts through the noise. "Enough. Your god's verses are mid." She slams a fist into Aqua's stomach, shattering her aura. Isatir moves for another hit. Aquaz barely blocks. Doesn't matter. The shield shatters, light spraying. Isatir's blade shreds Aqua's armor. She snatches the core as Aquaz screams. Aquaz is clapped, bound by dark magic, left writhing. Inquisitors down, so the golden dome shatters. The squad's exposed and shook.
Isatir grins. "Don't stress, you're dessert." She pivots to Aquas, wondering what a noble hound of God tastes like. As her fanged mouth opens, a chill voice cuts in. "Stop." A hand snatches her face, freezing her. It's Kettle. That's far enough. The demon is shook. Kettle holds her back, no sweat, unseen. With a flick, he yeets her across the square.
Kettle checks on Aquaz. Shook, she clocks him as the dude who bodied Swordmaster Kane. Before she can even process, Esetzia's vibe shifts. She's back, glaring, absolutely fuming. Pulling from the rubble, she snarls. Insolent barbarian. Eyes blazing, she screams, "How dare you interrupt my meal?" Kettle, arms folded, chill AF, replies, "She's my friend. I'm not letting her die." Essetsia scoffs, saying she'd planned to keep him as a toy.
Kettle just stares back. "Not your toy." She smirks. "Bet?" A huge purple scythe pops up. "You're toast." Then Aquas cuts in. "Move," she warns. Kettle can't beat a demon. He's like, "I got this." She shakes her head. "It's not about strength. Only divine power yeets demons. That's just how the world works."
Demon's domain. Way worse. She warns, no miracles. Kettle thinks, only gods fight demons then? But she's clearly not built for this fight.
Aqua still grits her teeth, like I gotta. She serves the gods, fights the ops. Kettle's low-key impressed. Divine servant energy fra. He smiles, pats her head. "I got this, fam." Aqua's just stares.
Kettle? He grins. Always wanted to fight a demon. Hesdrick's not impressed. Reminds him he's no match. Kettle's grin widens. Wanna test that? Hesdrick licks her sharp teeth, clearly down for it.
She's here for his pain. Leaps, glitches out, wormhole opens for Kettle, drops, claws out, eyes unhinged. Aqua's shook, screams, "No!" Cedric grins, thinking she's got the W. But then Kettle's fist, pow, right to her face. Wham! Demon sent flying. Head, poof. Aqua's froze, shook. Huh? She can't even process it. Kettle actually punched a demon's head off? Kettle, though, looks kind of bored, still figuring out his own vibe. He glances at the headless demon, eyes wide. Wait, dark energy flashes, and she just re-rendered. She's back.
Kettle just grins, fascinated. Head crushing makes you regen? Isidric's fuming, shook. What even are you? Kettle scratches his head, deadpanning. Just a regular barbarian.
She's not buying that, Cap. No magic or aura from him. He's giving normal, and that's sus. Bet.
No explanation? She'll beat it out. Demon face behind Kettle. She lunges, screaming, "Die!" Kettle's surprised. Mutter in her human form feels awkward. No choice. He punches right through her. Demon shook. What? Blow sensor flying, huge shockwave carrying her apart.
She wipes out. Can't compute what just happened. Like it was just a basic punch, no cap, no magic. Kettle grins, cracking knuckles. You respawned again. Essedric's sweating.
Meanwhile, Kettle's still figuring out her powers. He then yeets forward, cannonball style. She barely reacts before he's right there, another crushing punch aimed for her head. Dark smoke leaks, tendrils instantly pulling her back together.
Kettle's shook, watching her respawn. Yo, he grins. Head gets clapped, new body drops? That's some demon core stuff. Is her head the actual core, fur? Essetra starts shaking, dark power popping off. She's dead-ass shook.
This is wild. He actually thinks raw strength alone wins? She's like, fighting back is pointless. You, she calls. Me? Kettle, clueless. Grinning, she reintroduces herself. Listen up. I'm Essetir, the demon of gravity. He seriously thinks he can fist fight me? Kettle pauses, deadpans. She's not all that. That one line absolutely wrecks her. She loses it. Pure rage. Kettle's confused. Now she's proper fuming. Eyes glow red. She charges. Weapon morphs to a mallet. She yeets gravity magic. Kettle casually stops it cold.
My, not bad, he says. Heavy, though. He snaps the mallet, yeeting that power right back. Another punch, head goes poof again. She's like, Cap! Body respawns in a purple flash. She's shook.
She's the gravity demon, dropping fortress-level weight in one hit, yet some basic barbarian is owning her. Kettle just watches, chill. You again? Are demons immortal? That casual question was the final straw. Cetra started mauling, unleashing a huge purple blast, screaming, Impossible! Die, Barbarian! A giant dark energy claw formed above Kettle.
Kettle's answer? He just uppercuts, shattering her magic. The force beam shreds the attack, slams into Esoteric, exploding as she screams. Aquas, inside her barrier, is speechless. What am I even looking at? She remembers Esoteric, a demon who yeeted an entire kingdom centuries ago.
Demon like that getting bodied by basic punches? Wild. But Acetra just glitches back together with dark energy, her regen hitting different. Kettle casually stomps on her head to hold her down. For she's unkillable, he realizes. Pure strength ain't enough. Acetra, under his boot, just smirks. She's shook, pinned. His strength? Wild. She just starts cackling. Acetra demands, "What even are you?" Kettle, chill, deadpans. "Just a barbarian." She scoffs. "Nah, fam, that's cap. Don't make me laugh."
One last move, though. Dark magic slaps from her, catching everyone off guard. They're all shook. Energy compresses, then boom, bursts, revealing her new form. Smiling darkly, she tells the barbarian she's going all out.
Dark spears barrage Kettle. He just grins, totally hyped. Aquas, though, panics. Raw strength won't cut it. She taps divine power. Esedric doesn't wait.
She drops the attack. Demonic spear! Pierce and kill! Kettle effortlessly swats the spear swarm. Esdric shook. "What even is he?" she shrieks. Then, in a blur, Kettle charges her. As the demon processes, Aquas chants, "That radiance burns all wicked things." She cries out, Kettle's axe glowing with divine gold.
Kettle paused, interested, but Aquas yelled, "Strike now!" Though he wanted to study the demon, he knew it was go time. "Later, demon," he said, slashing her chest. Holy power slapped right through her. Esedra was shook, realizing it was GG. Defying light yeeted the demon into the ground. Kettle stood over the crater, smirking. Bet. That was fun.
Her body fades. She chuckles. "Oh, not pointless," she says. She confirmed a real one exists out here. Then she asks his name. Before Aquas can block, Kettle spills. Aquas yells, "Don't!" Too late. It's Jover.
Kettle just oopsed. Isidric grins, pure menace. She's dropping a message to the underworld. Hellions, remember Kettle, the barbarian. Aquas is spiraling. Deep in hell, countless demon eyes pop open, staring up. They all lock on to Kettle.
He just stands there, confused, as a demonic vibe appears. Cedric cackles, "Barbarian's ours, fam." An eye creature yeets itself, piercing Kettle. Suddenly, everyone's baffled, can't even scratch him. What is this? A giant shadowy hand yoinks it. Poof! Dust! IRL, Kettle just blinks, totally unbothered. He touches his chest, wondering what she just did.
Something entered him. The demon's last bit was shook, couldn't grasp why its darkness failed. Kettle just casually yeeted the energy like dust. Aquas and Haze were bugging out, screaming in disbelief. Kettle stretched, chill AF as the energy faded.
He grins at his shook friends, only one thing on his mind. So, mission accomplished. Big W for our fave barbarian. As they chat, the tea about what went down goes viral across Barkin territory. Newsboys scream, "Breaking news! Village went dark! Get the scoop!" People snatch papers, floored by the headlines.
Breaking news. A Cedra, a demon, popped up right after the Lich drama. Lord Barkin is shook, pounding his throne, demanding why his small land is always ground zero. His captain confirms rumors are going viral, but they have a good angle to spin.
The sun god's inquisitor arrived just in time and yeeted the demon.
Barkin knows they gotta stay sharp. One slip up and it's game over. Kettle asks his new friend why the vibe's off. Aqua says, "No cap, this is serious." He sees her dipping already, tells her to rest, but she refuses.
No time. Holy Land needs this intel stat. Keitel's cool, won't stop her. He dips, she calls him back. She bows, thanks him for saving her. Otherwise, demon chow, no cap.
Keitel, being Keitel, just shrugged it off. NBD, just helping a homie. He grins. We're friends now, right? Aquas was shook. A barbarian and a divine inquisitor as friends? That's wild. She reminded him she's the sun god's inquisitor. But Keitel just hit her with, why not? That honest answer broke her guard. He's just too real. Keitel laughed. See?
It's whatever then. Her serious face softened with a small smile. True. Beef squashed, Kettle asked if telling a demon your name was actually that sus. Aquas got serious again. It's about something called a brand.
She spilled the tea. Demons can use your name to brand your soul. It's a beacon for evil beings. You need holy power to remove it, or you're demon prey. Kettle, confused, points at himself, asking if he got marked. Aqua says nah, he wasn't branded.
Grimly, she warns him. His name's probably viral in hell, but without the brand, they know who, not where. So unless he runs into them, he's good. Kettle's intrigued his attacks didn't permakill the demon. Akis just says, that's how demons roll.
Okay, history time. Gods created humans way back. Humans just lived their best life. Gods were chill. Then, sus beings from another dimension popped up, became demons, and caused pure chaos. Gods finally stepped in, teamed with humans, and yeeted demons back to their realm. Churches went up. Peace was kind of chill for a bit, but demons started glitching back. So gods powered up loyal followers, because only holy power can actually mess them up. Keitel finally gets it. They're basically from another dimension. Normal kills won't cut it.
Aquas agrees. They never belonged. Keitel's like, demons popping up constantly? Big problem. Aquas says stronger ones can't just portal in, but she reveals the demon realm's seal is weaker. Dungeon cycles are bugged. Monsters showing up way more.
A year back, it kicked off. Keitel froze, realizing it was his last snowy quest. Aquas snapped him out of it, saying she's gotta go. Aquas invited Keitel to her holy order, saying he'd be welcome. Keitel was totally down. Aquas then dipped.
Carriage ride to report. Still recovering. This news has to hit the Saintus ASAP. One question's living rent-free. Why was the sun god totally silent on that barbarian? While Aqua spirals, Swordmaster Cain sighing heavily through the palace. Different vibe.
Meeting the Emperor is draining, he mutters. A slick voice behind him. Looks like he's having a time. Cain turns, sees a man with long dark hair, main character energy. It's the Magic Tower's great master, the magic world's goat. With a smirk, the master asks, "What's good, Cain?" Cain just throws the question right back.
Master's like, routine visit. Cain's all, nah, mission report time. That piqued Master's interest. He asked about the Demon Realm's Forest of Silence recon. Cain's face immediately dropped. He said it defied everything they knew, calling the place straight up terrifying.
That forest was dead silent, his magic bricked. He screamed but got nothing back, just pure, creepy quiet. His soldiers vanished, one by one. Cain was shook, it was messed up. Now he's like, why's the Emperor so obsessed with the demon realm? Rich people are just unhinged, I guess. The master just smirks. Yeah, that place kinda slaps for me too.
Cain's out, prefers to stay basic. Snap, Master traps them in a huge magic circle. R.I.P. Ordinary. Cain's shook, staring at the spatial magic. What's up? Master walks closer. No need to hide it anymore.
He asks if Cain met someone special.
Kane's busted, instantly clocking he was spied on. The eye of observation? When did you plant that? Master shrugs, calls it a hobby, making Kane tilted.
Master cuts to the chase, asking Kane's take on the Snowfield Barbarian. Kane still sus. Master drops the deets. A Demon Realm Barbarian who bodied a Swordmaster and Lich Kardos.
Answer's kinda obvious. Kane is shook. He had no clue Kardos got bodied. Even the Master's surprised, revealing the tea about Kardos failing his respawn is already wildin' through the tower. Now for the real reveal.
Master is a Lich, paid respects to his fallen friend. Kane's barely phased. Can a Lich feel sad? Master insists even an old-timer values friendship. He then reveals Kartos' most precious artifact was never found. Its location a total mystery.
But for real, he asks Kane, does he actually think that Barbarian clapped Kartos? Kane pauses. Could be. The Lich Master clocks Kane hasn't spilled to the Emperor. Kane immediately nopes out. He calls the Emperor unhinged, fearing Kethel news means war. A Barbarian beefing with that Emperor? Empire's toast.
Lich Master's hyped. He asks if Kane thinks that Barbarian could solo the Empire. Kane's unsure, but the vibe was like meeting him. Lich Master's eye glows. You're saying he's hero class?
Kane's unsure, but Lich Master's already simping for Cadel's value, and that looks sus. Meanwhile, Cadel's just vibing in the market, fresh adventurer gear. A woman trips. Cadel's got mad reflexes, catches her. He smiles. You good? Watch your step. She just stares, kinda shook.
Cadell thought he'd spooked her again, but she just bowed, thanked him, and dipped. No drama. Cadell was shook. This was a first.
Another villager strolls past Cadell, totally chill. Cadell's brain nearly short-circuits. Stunned, one thought on loop. Why no ghosting? Later, Kettle sips tea with Lord Barkin in his bougie office. Barkin asks about the demon mark. Kettle shrugs it off.
Doesn't even know what a brand is. Barkin was shook by Kettle's wild cluelessness. Kettle noted a vibe shift.
Barkin asks, "The people?" Kettle nods. "The folks here." Barkin sighs. "It's the rumors. Every guard and merc who survived is spilling the tea. After Aquas fell, everyone was down, except you. Waking up, your axe was glowing with holy power."
The town now believes Aquas blessed him, calling him the hero who fought the demon. Finally, it clicks for Kettle. So that's the tea. Barkin apologizes. The tale was already legend. Kettle gets it. No one's ghosting him now. Barkin confirms. You're not a monster. You're the demon's rival. Kettle lets the new title marinate.
Demon opponent, huh? This is what having clout feels like. At the guild, Rosa drops big news. Kettle C rank. He's shook. C rank? Bro jumped 3 ranks. Rosa says he earned it. A slow grin spreads. His badge is being remade, but custom work takes time.
He's hyped. A custom badge just for him? Rosa confirms. C rank means you're a legit guild merc. This rank lets him take jobs in most major cities, even churches. But the imperial capital is a no-go. Kettle's like, Empire sounds kinda sus. Rosa's like, fruh. Only noble-approved peeps get in. Then she whispers, no one knows what's inside, just creepy rumors.
It's low-key more sus than Demon Realm. Kettle shook. Fur? That bad? Rosa, back to business. C rank means almost any quest. A rank dungeons? Doable with a squad. Kettle's already simping for loot.
Better loot? Bigger adventures? He's smirking, hyped. Meanwhile, Alessandro's shook, nearly spits out his drink. He's like, wait, what? Kettle's like, demon's gone, Inquisitor approved, it's settled.
Hayes sighs, chilling with Kessin. Kessin's simping over the Inquisitor. But Hayes slams the table, yelling, no cap, Hayes wasn't out cold. She saw Kettle body that demon. Aqua's pulled up, claiming credit for a fight already over. To change the vibe, Kessin asks Kettle's plans as a C-rank star.
Kettle's just chill. Same work, C rank. Kessen's shook by his calm, thinks it's peak cool. Hayes, though, is low-key panicking. She knows that thing isn't human.
Kettle asks, what's the move? Kessen shrugs. Faye's-like, we're stuck. He admits his old goal was just mooching, but now he wants to actually live like Kettle. Alessandro instantly calls him out. Bro, only now?
As they beef, Kettle asks Hayes her plans. Flustered, she'll just follow her goddess. Kettle recalls Aquas's words. Mentioning Aquas makes Hayes freeze. Most Calosia servants are chilling, only higher-ups working. Hayes sweats hard. What? She denies it all, claiming Aquas was wrong. Kettle calmly accepts the obvious lie. Inside, Hayes is spiraling. Sure, he knows everything. Confession or just playing her? She's terrified of him.
Late that night at the guild, Rose is packing up to head home. Door creaks open. She spots worn-out boots. Her good mood? Poof. You've got to be kidding me. A hooded old man has a request. Rose's only thought? Overtime. Hiding annoyance, she asks what gig he wants.
He clears his throat, asking for an escort, him and a young girl. Rosa jots it. 2 people. Where to? He says, Deontavarian's capital. Rosa shook. Capital escort from here? That's wild. Her sus meter redlines. Noble talk? Rags? He's clearly hiding his whole deal.
She's down to take the request, but needs ID first. The old man calmly slides a metal token. Rosa's eyes pop. It's a mercenary guild token. Low-key a VIP pass, super rare. Once confirmed, she's on it. Next up, the fee.
Old man pulls a gold coin. Rosa side-eyes it, then him. That's only enough for 1 person. He shook. Just one? It's a dangerous month-long escort to Deontavarian.
He's begging for 2 guards. Rosa sighs. D rank is bare minimum for solid. He's still insisting on capable, but Rosa's firm. 1 skilled merc for that price, no cap. Her patience is on fumes. Why is this dude so pressed?
She gives in. Remote gigs are tough to fill. She agrees to try, but after he dips, she clocks coin was filed, sus origin. Big trouble. Later, old man knocks.
Who's there? Your loyal retainer. Okay, so this is that vibe. Blonde Elaine lets Aaron in. Nervously, she asks how it went. Aaron says the guild accepted the request, for now. Relieved, she then asks, how many mercs? Aaron avoids her gaze. Just 1. Elaine goes silent.
Aaron's like, my bad. We're broke. Elaine's like, it is what it is. Aaron spiraled, blaming himself for getting finessed. They tried to comfort, but both were down bad. Soon, they were bawling. Then, someone suddenly goes, quiet.
Poor kids. Elaine asks how long to find someone. Aaron's clueless. Wiped, she says to sleep on it. It's all they can do. Aaron bows, still low-key ashamed. Another night of worry. Food's running low.
Aaron's blaming himself, but Elaine's like, chill, not your fault. They agree they can't spill to the local lord. Even 1 bodyguard is already maxing their budget. She reminds him why they dipped, surrounded by ops, couldn't tell who was real.
Aaron's still apologizing for being weak. Elaine asks if Deontavarian's safe. He says yes. Deontavarian's Ting swore protection. Helping them risks his kingdom. He's straight up. Elaine Mavrosi must live. Hidden princess. If she falls, kingdom's done. Period.
Princess is still low-key stressed. A merc? Sus. Aaron promises their gold will bag someone solid. But who's going to guard her? She blushes, picturing a total main character. Poor girl, clueless what's coming. Meanwhile, hero Kettle's just chilling, bored AF. He thinks about his old squad from the snowfield. They were the only ones who actually stuck by. He sighs, figuring they're still living their usual basic lives. Then it clicked.
Main quest over? That system window, his only real one, just poofed. He recalled Mission 1, Survive the Frozen Hell. That blue screen was his only company. Post-no, quest just ghosted.
Life's calm, but he's restless. A new idea suddenly hits. Hold up, was the system just for snow? Into the night, he's like, whatever. Thanks, system.
From now, I'm doing things my way. Next day, Kettle, fresh in new gear, hit the guild. Rosa was low-key hyped someone took the shady escort quest. Kettle asked for the tea. She spilled D rank, a young woman and old man to Decana Furon capital. Sounds simple.
Kettle's unimpressed. Rosa warns, long trip, he's solo. Annoying, but the reward's bussin', which is low-key sus. Rosa's vibe makes it obvious. Serious face, she tells him. This request, it's giving bad vibes.
Refuse? Bet. Kettle just grins. That's the vibe for him. Makes the job lit. Rosa's buggin', can't get his brain. Kettle peeks at the form. Diane Tavarian. Hits different. Then it clicks. Melina Akasha, the noble he saved in the snowfield. She told him to pull up if he came to her kingdom, even gave him her family crest.
Grinning, he slaps the table, accepting instantly. Poof! The blue system window pops up again. It's back! New quest. Escort clients to Diane Tavarian. Kettle is totally shook.
Why's it back? Rosa's clueless, just sees him zoning out, asks if he's good. Elsewhere, Aaron bursts in to Elaine. She freaks, thinking enemies, but he drops good news. The sole C-rank merc took their gig. Elaine's face lights up. C-rank? Aaron meet tomorrow. Kettle's still confused by the system window's return. Why'd the quest ghost him post-Demon Realm, only to pop up?
The system isn't just the snowfield. Something way bigger is brewing. Next day, a storm hits. Elaine and Aaron hit the guild for their escort. Elaine's manifesting a handsome, battle-hardened hero with a cool vibe. She's sure he'll be impressive. No cap.
Door opens. Rosa greets. Elaine looks up, hyped for her hero. But nah, that dream instantly dies. In the doorway, not her hero, but a giant, terrifying figure, white eyes glowing. Kettle introduces himself. Elaine freezes, shook.
She just faints. Aaron barely catches her. He glares at Kettle, demanding, "Who are you?" Kettle's low-key amused. It's been a minute since anyone reacted like that. He was used to the hero treatment. Aaron, panicking, asks Rosa, "Is this our escort?" Rosa's like, "Yep," introducing him as their assigned guard, Barbarian Kettle Nim. Aaron shook. A barbarian? He instantly demands someone else. Rosa's face freezes. Beefing with the guild's judgment? Aaron tries to backtrack, but Rosa shuts him down. No trust in the guild? Contract's toast. As they're going at it, Keitel sighs. This is a whole mess. Then a voice cuts through. She'll accept. Elaine's back, taking charge. Aaron tries to stop her, but her mind's set.
Elaine introduces herself to Keitel. Handshake? Awkward. Keitel leads, but his clients are chilling way back. Keitel stops, turns. You all a bit far back? Safety? Maybe slide closer? They wave frantically. No, we're good. No one's around. This distance is low-key perfect. Keitel just shrugs.
If they want to be cringe, that's a them problem. He just dipped. Elaine watched, low-key shook at how wild things got. Flashback to the guild. Keitel, all smiles, oblivious to their fear. Elaine's heart was legit stopping. He just grinned. Trust me, y'all good. She barely managed, low-key panicking. She's still wondering if hiring him was a massive L. Night hits. Keitel's like, camp time. He checks in. Y'all good. Too dark to keep going, which is sus since they left late. Aaron nervously agrees, clinging to Elaine's arm. Keto finally clocks that fear of his kind runs deep.
Sleep. He pulls a pouch, yeets an item, and poof, a tent pops up. Aaron and Elaine are just shook. A barbarian with an artifact? Wild. Keitel just blinks.
For him, it's NBD, just quest grind. His chill reply confused them. He offers the tent, but Elaine asks his plan. Keitel's like, sleeping outside? Normal. He'll pull an all-nighter, mentioning a month hunted by monsters, no sleep.
He smiles, tells them to chill. Elaine insists on watch turns. Ketil tries to refuse, but they're not having it. He thinks he's losing trust, unaware they fear he'll off them in their sleep. Next morning, Elaine crawls out, looking rough. Aaron's basically a zombie. Elaine clutches her stomach. It growls loud. Ketil hears. Hungry?
He tells her to hold up. He'll whip something up. Elaine's baffled. Then, plot twist, this hulking barbarian cooks like a pro. She's shook. A barbarian? Cooking?
Aaron, drooling, asks if Keitel even knows what he's doing. Keitel shrugs. Just a hobby. He recalls the snowfield. Others ate raw monster meat, but he leveled up, cooking proper meals. Survival became skill. Dangerous ingredients almost got him, but he mastered them.
Dude's flexing his cooking skills, saying anywhere's easy now. Soon, he drops a restaurant-level shrimp pasta. Elaine panics, claiming she hates greasy food, pulling out jerky. Aaron awkwardly follows suit. Cadell's unbothered, just shrugs and devours it. Elaine watches, low-key craving it, but her barbarian food fear wins. By night 3, Elaine's clearly not vibing.
Her feet are cooked. She's hurting. Aaron freaks, rushes over. Princess, you good? Been nursing sick Elaine 3 days. Sheltered life didn't prep her for this grind. She wakes, weak smile, says she's fine. She's low-key worried he's wiped from extra shifts. Aaron just smiles, chill. Jokes old dudes don't need much sleep. Elaine gives him a grateful look, then zones out. Watching her, Aaron's face hardens.
She's fam now. He's got her back, no cap, even if he's toast. Next morning, camp smells chef's kiss. Aaron and Elaine are salty, stuck with dry rations. Cadell slays breakfast. Elaine finally snaps, yeeting up, startling Aaron. She's like, got a dip. Cadell deadpans. Nature call?
He even apologizes, totally throwing Elaine off. She's trying to compute. He's not giving what she expected. She just dips. Cadell, watching, finally pipes up. He knows they're sus, but he's their escort. Offering a perfect steak, he asks for faith, adding, I'm human too. I can get hurt. That hits different. Aaron immediately feels guilty.
Flustered, he gets it. Cadell offers venison. Will he bite? Aaron's totally simping for that steak. He's gone. Meanwhile, Elaine's solo at a stream, trying not to cry, forcing down dry jerky, starving, aching legs, almost done. Still, she hangs tough, thinking Aaron's got it way worse.
Her noble thoughts, poof, when she spots Aaron happily chowing venison. Total betrayal. Her ride-or-die night, eating enemy drub, wild. She whispers his name. Busted. Caught in 4K. Aaron drops his fork. Princess, it's not what you think. Catelyn just observes, low-key. Elaine storms over and grabs Aaron.
What's Cap? We agreed to stay sus around barbarians. Elaine shuts down Aaron's cap. Catelyn, surprised. So that's why you ghosted my food. It clicks. The Night Watch split was for the same reason.
You didn't trust me either, huh? Silence. Both realized they fumbled. Catelyn sighed. He knows his kind gets hate. Some barbarians earned that rep. Saying he's different? No. Then, light bulb.
He smirked, facing them. He all missed one thing. Still smiling, he dropped the bomb. I am not a barbarian. Kettle started spilling the tea, leaving his clients shook. The drama just kept coming.
Okay, so I was born one, but not raised like that. Aaron and Aline just stood, trying to process. Kettle then spun a tragic yarn. Tribe wiped, noble adventurer raised him. He thought, total cap, but it's hitting. His point was simple, barbarian blood, but raised proper. He acted super sincere, knowing it was all fake news. Still, it was working.
They both looked super cringe. Helene realized they judged him just for a label. He'd probably faced that bias his whole life, yet stayed chill. Ashamed, she gave a real apology, admitting fear blinded her. Kettle just gave a soft smile.
He's thinking, got him. Aline's still processing when he offers his hand. She's confused for a sec, but takes it. Tension gone. Aline finally smiles. Nearby, Lich, a powerful figure, is watching the Tower Master. He's using a spell to observe. Can't hear anything. Still, he thinks Cain was right. This barbarian is kinda sus. Kettle seems way more chill, so Lich moves in. Big mistake.
Kettle's eyes snap open. Leech freezes. Did he actually see me? Aline sees Kettle stop dead, eyes on trees. Someone's there. Stay put. BRB. He eats off, instantly above shook Leech. Leech panics, fire shield up as Kettle slams. Shocked, barrier was OP.
When the dust settles, Kettle's fine, no scratch. Before Lich reacts, Kettle slams his face into the dirt, warning, no sus moves. Lich's tough act gone. He blurts, I admire you, Sir Kettle, leaving Kettle totally shook. After getting the fake name, Patrick, Kettle drags him back to camp like a misbehaving cat.
Aline's totally shook. Kettle just shrugs. Beats me. He was lurking, then claimed he's my biggest stan. Patrick, dangling by his collar, starts simping about Kettle being his goat. Obs he's capping hard. His thoughts spill the tea. He just wants to get close to his target. Kettle's not buying it.
Can't let this fan dip if they're sus. Then a wild idea hits. Still holding the mage, he grins, this'll work. Lich is just staring, totally confused. Kettle's move, he ties up a literal OP mage.
Lich's whole Patrick disguise for his spy mission? Totally roped in. Kettle, feeling himself, gave the knot one last tug. Yep, that'll do. Then he just dragged his captive, confused AF, through the woods. Patrick's face went pale. His pride was taking a major L.
Big sigh. NGL, this is new. Upside, he scopes out Kettle up close. Dragged, he recalls Cain's report. Kettle's bonkers speed, raw strength to punch through magic. Even in this nerfed body, Patrick thinks he could still clap a superhero. So, is Kettle actually hero tier?
Aline finally speaks. Lord Kettle, I gotta tell you something. Kettle glances back. About time you spoke. Aline's shook, he knew. Her nightly behavior was a dead giveaway. Kettle just said, obvious, and Aline's totally busted.
He gets why trusting him was tough. Aline's genuinely sorry, ready to spill. She even says he can dip from the quest if it's too much. But as she's about to spill, Kettle cuts in. Hold up, someone's here. Then, bushes rustle. Aline flinches. They're not alone.
2 armored knights burst from the brush. More close in. Kettle eyes Aline. Looks like they're after you. Aline freezes. The lead knight, Captain Lucentio, greets her. Princess Aline of the Lucian Kingdom. The tied-up mage overhears, realizing, this just got wild. Lucentio steps closer. We've been searching everywhere.
King's stressed, so come on. Aline, just pure terror. Captain tells Kettle, thanks for the princess, we got this. Aline's one word, nah. Everyone shook. She demands, who even are you? Lucentio looks clueless. Aline fists up, who are you really? He repeats his name, but she snaps, don't clown me, you're not the real captain. You took the castle, replaced my squad and fam. What about my parents?
Patrick low-key checks the captain with magic, finds him human. Aline screams, you want to eat me and snatch our kingdom, right? Tears stream, voice firm. No way, not on my watch. I'll avenge everyone who vanished. The captain listens, sighs hard. He turns to others.
Y'all heard her. Princess is totally Delulu. Aline explodes. Delulu? He calmly tells her to get real.
Is she saying everyone changed but her? No cap, real. Her certainty glitches. He's like treatment ASAP, reaching. Your Highness, let's end this. Come. Cornered, Aline's hope collapses.
She whispers, "Please, anyone." A voice cuts in. "What are you doing?" Aline looks up. Kettle steps between her and the knight. The captain glares, orders him aside. Kettle just smirks. "Nah, can't do that." Aline stares, shook. Lucentio glares harder, demands Kettle move. Kettle doesn't budge.
Nah, fam. Lucentio's vibe shifts. Won't move? Bet. I'll use force. He charges, huge sword aimed at Kettle. Kettle just face grabs him, then yeets the commander. Knights are shook. Commander? They turn to Kettle. What are you doing?
His answer? He threw the first punch. My job, protect the boss. Lucento, still reeling, stumbles up, clutching his gut. Knowing strength won't work, he pivots, claiming the princess is tripping. Kettle shuts that down. Still don't get it.
My job? Trusting my boss. Elaine watches, hope sparking. Talks failed. Lucento growls. Y'all are unhinged. Kettle grins. Not your call. He turns to a confused Elaine. Knights just popped up out of nowhere. She's not getting it, so Kettle simplifies.
Popping up, Elaine and Patrick knew it was sus. Kettle faced the knights. How'd y'all poof here? They ghosted him. Lucentio tried to deflect, then snapped. Stop stalling. Hand over the princess. Kettle gave them the side eye. Silent, he'd take her to Day into Varian. Her eyes got misty. Someone was finally on her team.
Her own fam never believed her. Lucento's done talking. Hand on sword, ready to throw hands. Kettle's chill. Tells others back off. Elaine trusts him, but low-key begs him be careful. These were the kingdom's strongest. Lucento orders swords drawn. Kettle just smiles, kinda hyped. Patrick checks their stats. Knights are second tier, all mystic arts users.
Lucento's here first, though. Order drops, take out the Barbarian, lethal force. Knights swarm, blades flash. Kettle's trapped. He doesn't move. Purple energy blasts. Game on. Kettle's on the attack, bodying them with brutal moves. A shockwave yeets several armored knights. As they hit the ground, Kettle deadpans. Group attacks are cringe. Lucento loses it, yelling for his squad to keep going. All 6 dive in from every side. Still no dice. Kettle goes beast mode, snatching each knight and tossing them aside.
Lucento goes full send, green sword glowing, roaring, "Die!" Elaine freaks, thinking it's GG. Blade drops, Kettle snags it with his teeth. Lucento glitches, shook. Kettle's eyes flash purple. One chomp, the enchanted sword shatters.
Lucento gets yeeted back. Kettle stands firm. Y'all want more smoke? The knights are already on their knees, shook. Lucento orders a retreat, and poof, they're gone. Kettle turns to Elaine. I got this.
First, he needs the real tea. No more cap. She nods. While others recover, Patrick spirals. Segura was OP, but Kettle caught it. Patrick's mind is blown. This body's built different, canceling all magic. Kettle's a total enigma. Later, by the fire, Kettle asks for the full story. Aaron's face hardens, dropping the truth.
Their kingdom got swapped out. He and the princess barely clocked it before everything was gone. Kettle instantly got why they dipped. Aaron said staying meant they were next. This weird problem started a year ago, and that detail hit different.
Quaz Inquisitor's warning a year ago. The demon realm's seal was leaking. Dungeons and evil things everywhere. That timing, it tracks way too hard to ignore. Even that sus dude from Kettle's last quest spilled similar tea.
He thought it was Cap, but maybe not. Aaron said they never found the glitch source. Strong mages and mystics that called in, but all got swapped.
Kettle asked how Aaron clocked the fakes. Aaron just said, "It's a vibe. Can't explain it."
He just knows. The vibe around those people is totally off. Even acting normal, that sus feeling sticks. He didn't believe the princess until wild stuff went down. Aaron then spills the tea on how it began, managing castle staff.
Kathy, a maid, was low-key terrified of everything, especially ghost stories. He'd always tease her. Then one day she just stopped reacting. No screams, no fear, nada. He thought she'd gotten over it. But the real red flag came later. Kathy hated cleaning giant castle statues. One day, a huge one fell on her. She should have been toast, but somehow she lived.
Her reaction, the real sus. No fear, just worried about getting busted. Aaron instantly knew this wasn't Kathy. Kettle's take, afraid of everything, then suddenly not afraid of death? Wild. Real Kathy was gone. He tested others in the castle. Most were fakes. Kettle asked why they fled. Aaron, "Yup, we were next." Kettle's next. "Why Doody and Tavarian?" Elaine spilled the tea. Only their king can do a human declaration, a legend from when humans lived with other races. A man wanted a human-only kingdom, so he made a deal with an unnamed god. He got the power to tell human from non-human. With that, he built Tavarian. Elaine says only the founder's bloodline can use the human declaration. Kettle grins. So that's a thing. This world really doesn't get boring. He tells her the
plan's legit. Elaine, teary-eyed, asks if he's still game. He smiles gently. Nah, we're good. I'm sticking to my promise to escort you. Elaine, super relieved, thanks him big time. Then she swears, finish this and any wish is his.
Kettle's chill, says he's keen. Aaron's shook. Later, Patrick slides to Kettle, asks the big Q, "Fred, do you buy it?" Kettle side-eyes him. "Nah, not fully," but she's straight up. Patrick's like, "But those turquoise knights, they were deaf human." Kettle's on board. Patrick warns, beefing with a nation? This secret's giving death. Just for a contract? Kettle pauses, admits that's only part. A huge grin, then he drops the real tea. He's like, "Can't miss this vibe," leaving Patrick shook. Kettle's just in it for the thrill. Patrick stares. Hero or unhinged? Then he asks if Corral's only here for the contract. Corral glances down, partly agrees, but adds, "Nah, this story's wild." His eyes glint, not for the cash. Patrick's bugging. Deadass, all this for kicks? Kettle's eyes glow purple. He grins. What more could you want?
Carol's hyped for the adventure, especially a being that can swap people out unnoticed. Patrick's vibe is different. He low-key wants to dissect Carol, piece by piece, to figure out his power. Next day, the journey continues. Patrick's brain cells gave up, just watching the chaos. Arrow incoming. Kural snatches it. Easy. Elaine and Aaron? Shook. Kural smirks. Ambush. Not bad, TBH. Then 4 knights drop from trees. Wild.
Kural's like, "Nah, still not it." One power surge yeets all 4. They slam hard. Armor shatters. One spits blood. Wrecked knights bail, screaming, "Monster!" Kural's low-key pleased. Elaine's like, "You're amazing." He shrugs. "Weren't they weak, though?" Elaine pauses. "Why let them live?" She thinks he's holding back, but Kural's like, "It's not about them." He smirks, looking ahead. Something to confirm. Another identical knight squad pops up, demanding the princess. Kural watches, zero concern. They're glitching, same moves on repeat. Instantly, one's choked, others are down. He checks the armor. He'd trashed it hours ago. Others are clueless, but Kural points to faint chestplate marks. It's a dead ringer. Loki sus.
He drops the knight, letting them bounce. Elaine shook. Corral spills the tea on the impossible. Busted armor and swords, fully restored. Erwin confirms magic that strong usually takes a day. Huge setup. This was way too quick. Corral's on board. Something's brewing, and he's connecting the dots.
He cracked it. Knights just respond. Red spirits, then full health. Corral's got one last test. On cue, they're back. Same line. Carol's not even clocking them. He turns to Aline, eyes on the prize, his final check. Axe up, and bam, the blade's drenched. Standing over the knight, Carol notes the axe hit different, like a real body. He eyes his shook clients. This should prove his whole vibe. Aline, visibly bugging, steps forward, but Carol cuts in. You got this? Her mind glitches back to watching knights from a balcony, especially this one dude, Kane.
She remembered him changing, becoming unrecognizable. His actual death still wrecked her. In that flashback, she screamed for them to stop, but the corrupted knight kept demanding her. Now, everyone's frozen, trying to process what just went down. Erwin was horrified. Aline's reaction gave Corral the answer he wanted. He grinned. My theory's legit.
By the campfire, Aline finally spoke. The truth hit. They were dead. Carol, watching the fire, grimly said, "Yeah." Aline shivered, recalling their glowing purple eyes and creepy smiles. Carol linked Kanat's death fear to them being unkillable. "Whatever they are," he said, "they're not human anymore."
He hands the shaking princess soup, asking if she gets what's up. She just says no. Helene quietly notes that respawning isn't really living. Still, she guesses, maybe they're from the demon realm. Carol's face turns stone-cold serious.
His vibe shifted. The demonic realm? He asked. Aline confirmed, calling it a sus, twisted place. If these respawning mobs are from there, it explains everything. Carol got a new quest.
He wonders if his system only pings for demon stuff. Aaron quickly nopes that. Demons can't just pop up. Corral's puzzled. Aaron insists no demon has crossed, ever. Corral smirks. That's just old lore, no actual receipts. Aline reminds them, but weird things have been happening lately.
Tense Aaron was like, fair point. Corral asked if last year's glitches hit the demon realm. Princess listened, got serious. Yeah, that tracks. Corral pondered what sus things slipped through. Patrick quietly thought, that's rich, coming from Corral. Next morning, their unwelcome visitors were back.
Knights are back, demanding the princess. Corral's just vibing, grinning like it's fun. Another corpse. That's 3 deaths, and they always respond perfectly. Elaine's disgusted, calling them vile monsters.
Corral's puzzled. What's their endgame? Elaine's theory, absorb the kingdom, scale up, conquer. Corral's like, nah, that's cap. If they just wanted the kingdom gone, they'd have unalived her way back.
They've had chances. Never pull up at night when we're weakest. Immortal? Why the hit and run strat? These ain't giving monster vibes. They're still on their human arc. With a savage grin. I just cooked.
Aline and Aaron are instantly shook. Corral's wild idea? Kidnapping. He snags a knight, ties him up, DGAF out threats. Corral claps, grins, time to chat. Patrick's shook, thinking Corral's unhinged.
Erwin Fornacci to Terzia flips out, demanding Carol's deal. Carol, chill, says it's just real talk. Erwin snaps, I want a monster. The knight's confused. Monster? Nah, I'm human. Aline yells, shut it. So cringe, faking human.
She watched him respawn over and over. Ain't no way he's human. The knights swore they weren't monsters, begging her to believe.
Aline snapped, screaming not to gaslight her like she's crazy.
She's like, y'all ate my parents, and fears becoming one. Knight denies. Nah, princess stays as she is. That stops her. What's he mean? Corral and Patrick react.
Knight's not clued in, but they both got to return to the kingdom. Helene rolls her eyes. Why listen to a monster cap? Before she dips, Corral stops her. It clicks for him.
I'd bet, he says. Then he hits Helene with a wild question. You human? The question hangs, leaving her baffled. She scoffs. Like, duh. Corral's eyes glint as he quietly says, Gotcha. But Helene gets it twisted, thinking he's calling her a monster.
A gross tearing sound. Her eyes went wide as a gnarly scaled limb yeeted from her. Corral watched, grim. Aline stared, gobsmacked, at the thing from her. Is this even real? Princess Aline jolts awake, gasping. Erin's there, but she's dazed. No clue where she is. Then it clicks. Carl's words. The hole in her body. Oof. Carl's voice cuts in.
You're up? He's spiraling, arms crossed. Aline asks what happened after that thing popped off. Corral explains her wound should have killed a normie, but she's fine. As she processes, Corral drops the kicker. She's fully restored, like those knights. Erin's the same. Then it clicks for Aline. It's already Gigi. She's one of them.
Carol finds Patrick by the fire. Patrick asks how the princess is handling the truth bomb. Carol says she's spiraling, but Patrick's like she's coping better. Then, straight up, Carol, since when did you know?
Carol was sus, but knew for sure from the jump. He picked up a familiar vibe on Olin and Erin, something Patrick's magic totally missed. Olin ghosted his food, just jerky for days. Major sus.
Carol's like, a sheltered princess? Nah, not just willpower. Patrick's genuinely shook. Then Erin calls Carol. Aline steps out, face steady, totally resolved. She announces, we're heading to the Dean Talong Schmitharian kingdom. Carol grins, glad she finally decided. Before they dip, he speaks to the empty woods. Time to show yourselves. No magic sensed, just pure vibes. Carol grins, stoked he was right.
Suddenly, an old wizard just materialized. Aline and Patrick are shook. Carol's low-key impressed by the invisibility spell. He introduces himself, Adamant Raja, Lutein's chief mage. He's here to take them home. Corral's ready to throw hands, but the mage says, nah. Ale and I, palace time. He warns of diplomatic drama. A tear falls. Who cares now? She asks.
She's like, I'm just a monster, faking human. The wizard echoes, monster. Then's like, yeah, you've changed, but you're still you. Staring her down, only one thing's different. Adamant, chill explains, Aline's just leveling up, becoming more complete. You're still the princess, no cap. Sounds sweet, but his stare turns ice cold.
He says her real fate is to be their perfect queen. Sounds sus, more like a puppet ruler. Catil then brings up the ship of Theseus. Old planks swapped for stronger ones.
Eventually, every part got swapped out. Keitel then drops the big question. Is it still the same ship? He calls Lutein a giant ship of Theseus, and Aline immediately clocks it. Just then, the old mage steps up. His presence is straight up overwhelming. He stares Aline down, chill AF, telling her to return to Lutein Kingdom. Aline's shook, speechless. Keitel grins. Wanna yeet him? I can make him ghost. The mage glares. Barbarian, you know we're literally the same.
So why stop me? Kettle's like, so what? He's totally unbothered by the mage, just here to protect his boss. Meanwhile, Aline's still spiraling, stuck on the truth she might not be human. It's giving existential dread. She feels fake, not Aline, just glitching.
Kato's like, nah. Aline tears up as he drops the truth. To me, you're just Aline. He never knew the old her. The Aline who hired him, traveled. He's got her back. Your move.
Aline, what's the move? She freezes, fear and doubt on full display. Then a vibe shift. Her eyes harden. No going back, she states.
Keitel's satisfied smirk. Employer spoke, game over. Mage's face darkens, sighs. This is it. Keitel agrees, orders. Patrick, you got this. The Lich leads Aline and Erwin Fornaci to Tertia from the action.
Mage sneers, enjoying this, Barbarian? Keitel grins, totally vibing. Old man's a strong mage, and Keitel's hyped to see his magic. Adamant's robe glows blue, warning Keitel he'd regret it. He's charging up, chanting an old spell, warping reality. But before he can finish, Keitel zooms in with purple energy, right in his face. Boom! One punch, and Adamant's gone, reduced to atoms. Keitel just clenches his bloody fist. Pro tip for mages? Take him out precast. Then the blood's like, poof, red mist. Knew it. The mist rebuilds the mage. Dude's absolutely shook, brain not braining. Keitel was speedrunning. He had 0 reaction time.
Keitel wonders if the regen has a limit, then casually stomps. Stone pillars impale the mage. Keitel's low-key surprised. Adamant's shredded again, but his eyes burn with rage. He's not done. Roots erupt, twisting into a giant wooden golem. Bet.
The thing poofs to ash, a massive fire wave consuming itself. Patrick clocks Adamant's mana-hungry spells. Then it clicks. Infinite mana, body and magic restoring together. Still, Patrick knows how this ends.
Adamant picked the wrong fight. Fire spell pops off, but Keitel's gone when smoke clears. Before Adamant reacts, Keitel's behind him, fist charged. Mage realizes, not a dude, a monster. Keitel's just hyped, wondering if mages are this strong.
Adamant's eyes bug out as Keitel lunges, untrackable. Purple energy and blood flash as Keitel's brutal backhand yeets the mage's head. Keitel stares at his bloody fist, a weird look. The blood feels sus. The headless body glitches into red particles. Then Adamant reforms, fully restored, yelling, "What are you?"
Adamant's absolutely fuming. This fight's a total clown show. Keitel just gives a chill, low-key, mocking smile, calling him basic. Adamant gets serious. We're done with the vibes check. Ground shakes as he charges up mad magic. He floats up in a swirling power storm, going full send. Keitel just grins, hyped for what's next, no cap.
Instantly, Adamant yeets Aline and the squad into a wild magic storm. Keitel's chill, sizing it up. Nah, this ain't a noob. This mage is built different, dropping disasters like it's nothing. Even Keitel's low-key impressed. He thanks Adamant for the show. All right, show's over. He takes one slow step. Stomp. A massive purple power wave explodes outward, ripping through everything. Adamant gets sent flying, totally shook.
The group, safe in the barrier, just stared. Patrick shook. Keitel's a mage, yet no magic? Was that just a stomp, Fra? Keitel's in a huge crater from the impact, totally unbothered.
Adamant shook. His ultimate magic clapped by some normal barbarian? The old mage is seething, his pride absolutely wrecked. This is cap. It can't be happening, he screams as a dark purple aura rises from Keitel. That finally breaks Adamant.
Keitel swams his fist.
Ketel slams him, dropping a red shockwave. The mage goes poof, reforms. He admits Ketel's strong, but claims he's unclappable. Keto's like, bet. Basic attacks won't finish this. He opens his hand. A jagged, dark shard glitches into his glove.
He's like, how about this? Mage is shook. Ketel clenches his fist. Air shatters. A huge shockwave yeets the ground. Dust settles. Ketel stands, smoking, surprised. He opens his hand. Shard's gone. Just sparkling dust.
Adamant's eyes go wide. He knows what Keitel just yeeted. Keitel smirks, asks if this is his vibe. That sends Adamant feral, fuming. He screams, "You absolute menace!" Keitel narrows his eyes, asks if he wants to keep it going.
He made it clear. Adamant's life was on the line. Mage, silent in the red mist, dipped after a final warning. Ketel's gonna pay. Battle over. Ketel was left solo in the wasteland. Squad regrouped, hit the road, finally reached their spot.
Darren Tevahirian's walls rise ahead. Patrick stops, saying he's got a dip here as a foreigner. Ketel apologizes, but Patrick's like, nah, traveling with you was lit. Ketel agrees, same, hope we link up. Patrick adds, bet, and sooner than you think.
Ketel watched him dip, low-key confused. At the gate, a guard yelled for the Barbarian to chill. Ketel was unbothered, seen this vibe. Before it got messy, Elaine stepped up, demanding the gates open. She flexed. Elaine Mavrici, first princess of Luthien, demanding King Barbossa de Nefarian's audience. Guards were shook.
Slay! Keitel's soon chilling in a bougie room, totally vibing with the upgrade, thanks to Aline. This bed isn't bad at all. Escort mission done, quest complete. Then, boom, a blue system window pops up.
Quest 758, done. Next message, rewards dropping now. Keitel was low-key confused. Direct rewards? Kinda sus. Knock knock. His thoughts got yeeted. It was Aline, the noble he'd escorted. She asked for a sec, and Keitel let her in.
Later, Ketel checks in. Aline's royal audience is tomorrow. She thinks it'll be a wrap. Ketel's not buying it. For him, this is where the real drama starts. Aline low-key agrees.
After a beat, she whispers his name. She asks him point blank what took over her kingdom. Ketel closes his eyes, admitting theories. He flips it back. What's her kingdom now?
Keitel just whips out a shiny rainbow shard. He tells a confused Eileen this is the real form of what replaced them. She just stares, clueless. Keitel explains he had to force compress it so normal eyes could see it. He's not sure folks here would get it, but asks if she's tracking.
Turns out she does. Aline's like, it's mana, invisible and less dense. Bao's like, oh, that tracks. He forgot this world has invisible powers. His words then finally hit her.
Captal's like, a person is just a giant mass of tiny bits. Brain, blood, her whole body, just those bits. That thought hits hard. She recoils, grossed out. Cattle asks, you good? I know, it's messed up. Still shook, she asks, are those bits dangerous?
Cattle smiles reassuringly. These things look inactive, but a strong hit can break them. He's calling them nano for simplicity. Each nano is its own thing, mimicking a human shape, so normal injuries don't off them.
It's like killing a lake by cutting water. Aline's like, immortal? He confirms. Explains why they don't get death. But Aline clocks a flaw. She fears death, so she's not like them.
Keitel admits she's right. Then he drops a new theory. She might be going through some wild mutation. She's shook. Later, Keitel's just chilling on a bougie bed in Dian Tavarian Palace, wondering if Aline has met the king yet.
He's stoked to meet an op fantasy king, god-tier power and all. Gotta see his true colors. Door swings open. A stern knight snaps. King wants you, barbarian. Maximus leads Catull, warning, show respect or it's game over.
Catull just smiles. Bet. Maximus announces him to the throne room. Catull walks in, pauses, shook. Aline's there, the king, and someone he totally knows. King Barbossa Diane Tavarian speaks first. Is this the barbarian who escorted Princess Aline?
Catull bows respectfully, introducing himself as Catull the Barbarian. This intro totally catches Maximus and the king off guard. The king even coughs, then says Princess Aline told him Catull's different from other barbarians. Catull just grins. Heard that one before. Then he clocks the guy by the throne. Is that Patrick? Alan gets flustered. That's the Tower Master. Patrick instantly sweats. He tries to play it cool. Nah, wrong guy. But inside, he's spiraling.
Catull smiles, playing along. My bad, mistaken. Patrick fakes a relieved smile. He shook. Catull saw through a disguise, changing looks, mana, personality after one meet. Wild. Catull's quiet stare keeps him on edge. That perfect disguise ain't perfect low-key. Catull decides not to expose him, letting it slide. Changing topics, Alan nervously asks about the human declaration.
King, from the throne, dropped the truth. They're human. Ancestors rule, low-key simple. Believe you're human, you are. So Alan, Aaron, even the knight, all human, no cap. Alan's face just fell.
The king adds they just wanted to stay human. Catull grins, seeing that as a W for them. So why am I here? The king says he knows the nano. The threat is way closer than thought. His close friend and their child, devoured by this plague.
Patrick warns. Towers a temporary block. Soon the continents toast. King looks Catull dead in the eye. Heard you know how to end 'em. Catull lets that marinate. A slow, dangerous smile. Bet that's the mission.
Extermination. A blue system window just dropped. New quest. Respond to Demon Realm. My chill time? Cancelled. Knight Permain, bound and screaming, gets dragged before the throne. Maximus and Patrick watch Catull's move.
Lich Patrick's magic failed. Scans and truth spells? Nada. So he passed it to Catull, who actually fights these. He set up a barrier, telling Catull, full send. Parmin's still screaming he's human. Catull's chill.
Sizing up the knight, he's plotting. Decision made. Catull's eyes snap open, unleashing pure killing intent. The vibe, pure death. Parmin's face just melts in fear. New feeling. An immortal is shook by death's true terror. Catull's malice is insane. Everyone's shook. Even Patrick, a lich, sweats, barely feeling it. Under that pressure, Parmin's body and mind are just done. Dark, sparkly energy finally leaks from him. Catull smiles. It worked. A shadowy figure with glowing eyes emerges. Everyone shook. Alan's jaw drops. So that's the nano's real form. Catull smiles, asking to chat. The court goes silent as it actually considers it.
Its eyes glint. Bet. It immediately asks why they're hating. Alan claps back. Duh, you bodied everyone. But the being sounds low-key confused. It's like, I just made them peek.
Catull clocks it. The entity wants Alan back, still pressed about her rejection. It brushes him off, no reason to answer. Catull keeps it smooth. Depends them, spill the deets, Alan might join. A clear explanation could sway her. The creature takes the bait.
We're few, so we need hosts to multiply. Alan and Aaron are bugging, messing up our vibe. Catull asks, what's the end game with those numbers?
Nano's goal, perfection for this imperfect world. Cattle smiles, sums it up. You want to replace everything and everyone.
The beings like Ilani and Erwin Fernacci de Ferris? Bet I'm in. Cattell asks Ilani her take. After a tense pause, Ilani's eyes harden. She straight up refuses, not joining those monsters. The Nano twists in rage, yelling Cattell played it. He just grins. Never lied. Creature goes feral, lunges, screaming it'll devour everyone. Hits an invisible barrier, dead stop. Tower Master grins, arms crossed. Fruh, you thought we'd let you run wild? Trapped. Nano just rages.
Patrick snaps his fingers. Playtime's over. Got the intel. He shrinks the barrier to a tiny glowy object, sealing the entity. Taking this specimen back for analysis. King warns Cattle, leave the Nano alone and it's GG for the world. He asks if Cattle can wipe them out. Cattle answers, no cap, confident. No prob, I can bounce now.
He just points out walking would take ages. Tower Master's like, chill, I'll port us. Cattle's hyped. Patrick grins, I was coming anyway. But as they're about to bounce, Elaine hits the brakes.
Elan steps up, determined, demanding to go. Erin instantly objects, but she's not budging, period. She needs to know if she'll lose herself before dying, to see if she's different and stay true to herself.
She makes her pitch to the Barbarian and Mage. Cattle shrugs, bet. Erin, not wanting to dip, blurts, Princess goes, I go. Patrick just smiles, no cap, don't mess up, then yeets a huge teleport spell. Flash, they're pulled into a blue magic circle, straight to enemy turf.
Trips over. They've landed at Lutine Castle. Patrick, at the gates, asks, all right, time to get serious?